Hello, welcome back to 1874. We're going to try something different today. Have I got the technical capacity to do this? Not sure, but we're going to have a go here anyway. I'm Dan Bardell here for a watch-along as Aston Villa take on Bayern Munich in the Audi Cup. So if you're not watching the game live, you haven't got it on Villa TV or via other mediums, then you'll be able to listen to me ramble on through the game, and I'll give my thoughts, answer some questions as well for the people that are live, and just see how we go, because I've never done one of these before. Let's see if I'm capable of doing it from a technical capacity, but also from a verbal capacity. This show is sponsored by Saley. If you head to 1874, no, you don't do that, you'll get a 15% discount on Saley data plans if you use the code 1874 at checkout. So head to saley.com/1874 or scan the QR code that's on the screen right now. Saley, excitingly, is a new sponsor. Ooh, somebody's doing well. Where basically this is something I'm going to use next week when I'm in Austria for the Super Cup. Basically, you can get superior data plans. You can get cheaper data plans. It's a really, really interesting product. I know it's sponsored Villa on tour before as well. So this is a chance for you to get some Saley into your life. If you're going to on holiday as well, simply not just if you're going to Salzburg next week. This will work everywhere. It'll just give you a cheap data plan whilst you're abroad. You don't have to have different SIM cards or whatnot. It literally just uses your phone, you download the app. It's a really, really handy bit of kit. I'm looking forward to using it next week. So yeah, head to saley.com/1874 or scan the QR code that is on the screen right now. Good afternoon to those of you that are with me now. Let's see who we've got. We've got Sean Betts. We've got Connor Morenan, who says, Gesson on the right, what could go wrong? I'll go through team news very shortly. Sam Keeley. We've got KB UTV. Iank7941, who says, grateful to you for doing this, Dan. We'll see about that in about, well, even in 10 minutes time when the game kicks off. Let's see whether I've got this all set up correctly. Of course, you won't be seeing the pictures of the game because that would be illegal. Just I'll be seeing them and I'll be feeding back what's going on. We've got a BBS1221 from Orlando, Florida, which is absolutely excellent. Always love having people from abroad, far-flung places tuning in. We've got KBUTV, Gavin Ford, who says, is this a test for Maggio to make the Super Cup squad? I think unless someone goes before them, which actually could happen, then Maggio isn't going to be in that Super Cup squad. KBUTV is asking me about the transfer window. I'm sure we'll talk about that as we go through. Ezzy is giving me some motivation. Come on, Ezzy, telling me I can do it a bit like, what's that American football film? The Waterboy. I felt like I'm in The Waterboy being encouraged there. Andy Brogan is on as always. Luca Wooding. Rennie D up the Villa from Italy. Italy, my favourite place in the world because, of course, I am half Italian. Flange is here as well. Always a good stream when Flange is on, although maybe wish you could change her username a little bit. Stephen Brown, Daniel Lewis, Iank7941, and Matt Bowles asking me about my thoughts on the third kit. I quite like all the kits, to be honest. I've seen the away one as well. I think they're all pretty decent, in fairness. All got a little bit of variety to them as well. The Adidas training gear and stuff is always excellent, and all the gear that comes with it as well. So I quite like them all. I think they're a better selection of kit than last season, in my opinion. So yeah, I actually really I really like all of them. And Andrew Ross says, where am I watching it? I'm watching it on Villa TV. I have paid my £6.99 and I am gonna watch it. Flange says she'll take it on board about the username, but in fairness, I wouldn't know it was you if you change your username, so that wouldn't be great. David A. Styles, I was waiting for the man David A. Styles to come in on here, and here he is joining us for the live stream. 185 of you here now for my maiden live stream. I am very, very nervous. I feel like I'm playing in the game. I feel so nervous. Let's run through the team news then. Let's start with the Villa team. We've got Marco Bizzot in goal. We've got Matty Cat. I'll start again. Why don't they do this in formation order? I think it makes it so hard to do. We've got Bizzot in goal, Matty Cash, Victor Lindelof, Boubacar Kamara, which is a nice surprise. Thought he might be introduced in the second half. Emi Buendia, who's having a supreme pre-season so far. You've got Pau Torres, Ian Matson, Evan Gesson, who people are speculating will be playing on the right-hand side. You've got João Gomez, who I'm, of course, looking forward to see. Brian Maggio, who isn't in the Super Cup squad but starts this one. Tammy Abraham is on the bench on this occasion. And you've got George Hemmings as well, who I've liked the look of in pre-season. The bench is Jacob Wright, Asamoah, Mings, Abraham, Nedeljkovic, Bogard, Rowe, Burrows, Carroll and Lynch. Moving on to the Bayern Munich team, I feel like I'm is it Dave Poulton, the stadium announcer at Villa Park. I don't think I'll be getting his job anytime soon. Bayern Munich have got Neuer, Min-jae, Tar, Bishkov, Brown, Ibrahimovic, Bowie, Lima, Binder, Cardozo, who's having a very good pre-season, and Palovic as well, the central midfielder. I won't bother running through the Bayern Munich subs because there's a few that I'll go through the ones that we all know who they are. Kimmich, Luis Diaz, João Paulinho, interestingly, is on the bench. Ito is on the bench as well. Stanisic and the rest of them, I assume, are academy products who are, except for Ulrich, the sub goalkeeper, who's been there forever, all academy products who I'm sure will turn into being top players. So they're the team. They're the teams for both teams. Let's just check my Villa TV screen. There's currently some pandas walking around the pitch. Some, like, do you call them furries? I think you do call them furries. There's some pandas, some other animals that I don't really recognise at the moment, and of course some children doing some kind of little jig. This is the content that we want, me talking about what's going on. Pre-game, the stadium, by the way. Oh my word! I looked at the stadium before I started setting everything up. It looked absolutely superb. Incredible arena. We've got a cat in a sailor's outfit there, cat in a hat, but it's a sailor's hat. Yeah, some good dancing. If I just was to, they're just kind of doing this kind of thing at the moment. I imagine it's pretty difficult to be dancing in that gear. Yeah, so my stream's working, so that's a plus because that was something that I was worried about. What have we got till kickoff? 6 minutes. Should we do some questions for 6 minutes before we start? Is anyone interested in Siley, by the way? The sponsor, if you go into Salzburg next week, are you gonna invest in Siley? You get 15% off with 1874. I've got mine ready to go for next week. I know Max uses it all the time. Let me know in the chat if that's something that you're going to be interested in. Technical drawing support says no Watkins in sight. No, the boys, the World Cup boys, the World Cuppers who got to the latter stages are not back until next week. So no Martinez, no Watkins, and no Concert until next week. They've been named in the Super Cup squad, of course. So you expect that they'll be involved in some capacity, although I'm not sure whether they'll be involved from the start. Probably not. I would say Martinez probably could, because obviously he went deep and was playing all the way through. It's a little bit different for a goalkeeper. You'd imagine Martinez would want to start that game, so I think he'll start. Concert bench, I reckon. Same for Watkins. Although Tammy hasn't played any pre-season, at least Watkins was training every week through England duty, even though if he wasn't really used. So it's maybe Watkins does start with Majo not being in the squad. I actually thought Majo might start, and then he's not been given a place in the squad. Those of you that don't know, that a lot of the youngsters obviously aren't named in the A list, but they're in the B list, and the B list can be changed up until the end of Tuesday as well, but they don't need to be registered though. So the likes of Hemmings, they can be involved and play. Luca Lynch, if Unai Emery decides to pick them. So yeah, they can all be involved, which is a good thing. What have we got here? A few people have used Sally. Flange has used it. Going to Egypt on holiday, Flange. Hope you have a lovely time. Gavin Ford has used it on holiday as well. And Sean Betts says this dancing is well weird, but I'm not sure whether he's talking about my dancing or the dancing that you will see on the stream wherever you are watching it. Let's have a little quick look at the team, see if we can decipher a formation here. So you have, obviously Bizot will be in goal. Cash will be right back. Lindelof, Pau, Matson complete the back four. João Gomez and Kamara, looking forward to seeing them as a pairing. You'd imagine Buendia would be the 10, which means Gesson on the right and Hemmings on the left with Majo up front. This is a big, it's not big games. Obviously, it's the Audi Cup. It's a friendly. Although I did notice the other day when I was getting some abuse from Tottenham fans after my TalkSport stint that they've actually put the Audi Cup in their honours. So if we do win the Audi Cup, we can get that down, get that in the cabinet, get that on the honours. It's not quite the Peace Cup or the Cup of Traditions, but we can put it down there, which is good because Tottenham have done it. So we should behave like a Big Six club and do that as well. Who's captain? I don't know who captain is because they haven't put it on the graphic. Guessing it was Cash the other day, wasn't it? Maybe it'll be Cash as captain. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see who leads the boys out. In fact, we must be getting near that time at 12:57 here. There we go. Who is it? Who's captain? It is Matty Cash. He's the captain for the Audi Cup. The kit, as always, just always looks better on the players, doesn't it, than it does on the likes of me. Yeah, and you see like the kit and you're not sure about it, and then you see the players wear it, and it always looks good on Supreme Athlete. We've got a Bayern Munich fan in our midst here. Till FCB says Bayern will win. Well, yeah, you've got a chance, I would say. Didn't win last time you played Aston Villa FC, nor did you in 1982 either. So I wouldn't get too cocky. Till FCB there. We've got Mia Foley with us. Hi, Dan. Long time watcher, first time tuning in live. Wow. A lot of pressure there for Mia. For Mia tuning in live for when I'm trying something for the first time. As I say, let's see how we get on. Craig Smith, very observant, says no Barkley. Dan with the longest name I've ever seen here. Dan Lane. Wow. Look at this fancy URL. Dan Watchalong. Wow. Yeah. We're at that point, aren't we? Like to try things because let's see how it goes. Maybe it's something we can do through the season. I don't know whether I'll be the best at it, but we'll see how we go. Let me know marks out of 10 so far. Obviously, I'm sure the panda dancing from me was an absolute highlight. Soapbox Stereo says, afternoon, Dan. Appreciate the watch along. Come on, Uno. I proved them all wrong again this year. Absolutely. I'm not worried. I say that, I did speak to a couple of people this morning in the industry, and I am more worried than I was. Quite a few questions asked about Villa's recruitment team, and it made me worry a little bit. But I'll talk about that probably at a future date. What people asking me how to watch the game for free? I've got absolutely no idea. Obviously, I've used Villa TV and paid for the privilege of watching it, so I don't know is the honest answer to that question. The players are coming out. The lovely gold shirt numbers on the back. Lovely graphics for today. I want to see something from Gasson today. Like, his future's still very much up in the air. Could be a player that moves on in the coming weeks, but yeah, apparently he wants to try and stay at Villa and get himself back in the fold, back under Emery. You got to do a bit more. You got to put yourself about a bit more. I feel like you're kind of floating through games a little bit, and I know it's only pre-season, but if you're that desperate to put yourself in the picture, I would just like to see a little bit more. There's Manuel Neuer, who I'm sure will be glad that John Duran is not playing, so he can't get lobbed by him. I'm sure he'll be looking to do something this season to kind of answer his critics after a disappointing World Cup. I'm just heading onto my stream on my phone just to see that I'm definitely live. Yeah, I am. That's good news. I'll come off that now. That's going to distract me if I leave it on. Fland asking me technical questions here. Fland, do you think I've got a clock set up when I only set this up about half an hour before I was due on? Absolutely not. I haven't got a clock. I have got a ticker. I can throw in the time. I'll throw in the time every now and again, Flange, to try and help with that. I couldn't work out how to do it. Is the crux of the situation. I should have prepared myself earlier, but I did not. So I apologise for that. We might just about get a scoreboard up at the bottom. I think I've sorted how to do that, although even that wasn't in the way that I would want. We've got Sportology 918 here, who says, I have a theory that Unai only signs intelligent players and anyone stupid ends up leaving. Well, that would imply that we have signed stupid players as well, wouldn't it? I think he likes to sign tactically flexible players. I think he likes to sign players that can play in multiple positions and that do obviously possess tactical intelligence. Joe Bonello, I can't show the game. I would get in big trouble from Aston Villa Football Club, and I am well adept at getting in trouble from Aston Villa Football Club. We're trying to turn over a new leaf this season. Don't want to annoy them. So far so good. Not done that yet, but I think if I was to show their stream on my stream, I don't think that would go down very well. So yeah, I won't be doing that. Turn the camera, Jake. We can't do it, Jake. I'd love for you to be able to watch the game, but we can't do that, I'm afraid, because of my dodgy setup and only having one screen. I've got it on the smallest screen ever right now at the start, but I will make it a little bit bigger because I can see better what's going on. What have we got going on? We've got a communal photo right now, both the teams together with some sponsors. I'm imagining people wearing Audi shirts. I imagine these people are all from Audi. Players all kind of milling around, standing together at the moment. Let's hope it's a cleaner affair than the other day when Villa's players were just getting nailed minute after minute. Obviously, McGinn isn't here. You hope he'll be available for the Super Cup next week. Disappointing, obviously, because you'd liked him to be playing. Because this is it's only a pre-season friendly, but it is a test. So you want to be going into the PSG game having played top opposition, and that's what we'll be doing here. We'll be playing against top opposition. So the game's meaningless in some respects, but let's get 70, 80 minutes into a lot of these players today. He's gone possibly as strong as he can for this one, I would say. So, he's obviously, we can probably decipher a little bit what the Super Cup team may be. Looking at our team selection here, obviously Watkins would come in for Majo. You would think if he is able to start, don't think Konsa will start. You'd like to think McGinn would be back to play instead of Gasson. Hemmings has got a real chance of playing in that game. I would say, obviously, Manzambi's going to be absent. I think Hemmings has got a real chance of starting against PSG. And what a what a kind of experience that will be for him. Will we get someone in before then? Not sure. Doesn't sound like it at the moment. Kind of everything with Villa, right? Obviously, I work a lot with Tanswell. I speak to Tanswell a lot. Fully trust him. Like he's the only person really that I speak to that I take absolutely everything as gospel. And there's other top journos that I speak to as well who are well informed. But Tanswell, because I properly know him and hang around with him, I take his word as gospel pretty much. But like he said the other day on the show, which if you haven't watched the transfer talk that we did the other day, you should definitely go and watch it because there's loads of information in there. It's difficult to gauge where certain deals are at. Like lots of people reporting about Ruggieri being close. Like Tanzan's reported a little bit and mentioned that the fee was agreed, but it doesn't sound like we're near on personal terms at all. I look at the size of the Bayern bench compared to ours. That tells you everything you need to know. And as always with Villa, there are 2 goalkeepers on the bench. Bayern have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 subs. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, they've got a few more players available than us. Will Middleton says Maggio and Hemming should be used in the senior squad, this season. I mean, they definitely will be, so I wouldn't worry about that. They're definitely going to be a part of things. Right, shall we? We're about to kick off, Flange. So if you want to, I'll tell you as soon as the ball is kicked on my stream. You'll hear me say "Go, Flange." That's when you can try and sync up with what's going on here. I don't know how many people are actually watching the game and watching me at the same time. I probably wouldn't recommend it. Go, we're gone. I didn't do it on time. We are gone. So kickoff is here, and Neuer has punted the ball up the field straight away from kickoff, and Villa are in a physical battle almost immediately. So I'm going to make my screen a bit bigger here. Here we go. Right. Gavin Ford says, I thought Jacob looked worried when he was asked about Konsa. You do have to kind of read between the lines of some things that Jacob says and some things that he kind of points towards sometimes, because he has kind of given away little tidbits at the end that maybe you don't notice. But you have to be careful with Jacob with what he says. I'm just going to get the scoreboard up so on the stream. So here we go. I'm going to have to remember to change that if something happens. So right, I'll lay off the questions for a bit because I'm going to try and concentrate on the game. It's very hard to be a commentator. I'm going to be honest. I don't know who some of the Bayern Munich players are, but it's all been played in our half so far. They're all over us, but it's just gone out for a goal kick. Stadium doesn't look full either, so I don't know whether that's a disappointing thing for Villa or not, but you would have expected the stadium to look a little bit fuller for this one. Do I think Maggio will get a new first team number? No, I'd imagine he's going to stick with 39. Vincent Kompany's not dressed as lairily as he sometimes is in the Champions League games. He does just have a normal Bayern Munich tracksuit on today. So far, Gesson looks like he's playing pretty central next to Maggio, and I'm just trying to work out who is playing on the. I think Hemmings might be playing on the right. I'll confirm that shortly. But Villa at the moment just having their first kind of real feel of the ball, but Bayern are pressing very, very high. Lindelof, Pau Torres, Cash, Bizarre. Oh God, we've been snuffed there. Yeah, we're struggling to play out from the back, but we're trying to play out from the back early on. 1 minute 49 gone. Emery is on the prowling the touchline as he always does. I'll do some questions at half time, so get your questions in, and I'll answer some at half time. Emery already looks cross. 2 minutes in, he looks pretty annoyed with what's happening. Bayern Munich have got a throw in just kind of past the halfway line here, and it's their new left back Nathaniel Brown, who was signed for big money this season. Of course, played for Germany in the World Cup. Just trying to still work out our system. He's guess I'm playing from the right. No, I think he might be playing as a central 10. Nathaniel Brown just crossed it into the box, but oh no, decent defending from Maatsen, I thought, at the back post, but he headed it straight towards a Bayern Munich player who hit the volley towards goal, but he hit a Villa player and has gone out for a corner. So Bayern look full of energy, I would say, early doors, where Villa look a bit, not overawed because it's a friendly, but Villa haven't settled, would be the way I would describe it. I also don't have audio on for the Villa TV commentary. I know Tails is doing it, so I won't be hearing what anyone's saying. Corner is away from Ian Maatsen at the near post there. Kevin Hatchard told me the other day that I should try have a go at doing comms or co-comms. Absolutely not Kevin Hatchard. I don't think I'm built for that at all. And Manuel Neuer has the ball kind of just out of his own penalty area here in Bayern, and now progressing the ball through the thirds, gone back. They're kind of doing what Villa tried to do at the start of the game, but doing it a lot better than we did, just kind of passing out from the back. I will say the pitch looks absolutely disgusting, like so bobbly. I don't. Every time someone makes a pass, the ball just seems to bobble. So the pitch isn't brilliant, which hopefully that isn't a problem for either team in terms of picking up injuries later on in the game or through the game. Villa now have the ball. Victor Lindelof played it back to Marco Bizot, and once again Bayern are pressing pretty high here, but Villa trying to do what they normally do and play out from the back, try and coax Bayern out, and then maybe play through the lines. Bizot's forced long on this occasion due to the Bayern high press. Right, Maggio, we just in our first glimpse of him, tried to hold it up, and the Bayern Munich defender has got in front of him and intercepted. It's great tackle from Hemmings there, who does seem like he's operating from the right. I'm really looking for a breakthrough from him this season. I want him to be our Jacob Ramsey. I was talking to my barber earlier on today, and just saying, I think people forget what a top player Jacob Ramsey was under Unai Emery. He was, especially in Emery's kind of first season when he came in and we managed to finish seventh. Ramsey scored a lot of goals, was a big part of what we did, and then that injury absolutely killed him, and we've never really replaced him, I would say, because even when he came back, he wasn't the same player. That's a bit naughty from Bayern, but Villa have got the advantage, and Brian Maggio is coming at Bayern Munich here, a little bit like he did against Porto on that mazy run. He's advanced into the penalty area, but he's been snuffed out by Jonathan Tah, and the ball is out for a throw-in, but a little bit more encouraging from Villa there, saying Brian Maggio drive with the ball. But yeah, back to Ramsey. I think he's a player that we've missed that profile of player, and now with Rodgers gone as well, Hemmings could be that player, that close control player that can work in tight spaces, driving in from the left hand side. He's been snuffed out again there. I keep saying snuffed out, George Hemmings, and Bayern are on the break here, carrying the ball towards the Aston Villa penalty area. Kamara has kind of got back in and put the Bayern player under pressure, and he's made a mistake, and it's trickled back through to Marco Bizot. So Villa survive that. 5 minutes in, still trying to play out from the back, and we've lost it again. João Gomez, this time put under pressure with what I would say was a bit of a silly throw from Marco Bizot, but Villa have got away with it, and it's gone out for a goal kick. We don't look settled at the back at all. Pau Torres is barking out orders to those around him. Obviously, he's the most adept at playing out from the back, almost telling everyone, come on, let's switch on a little bit. Let's calm it down, because we keep getting caught trying to play the ball out from goal kicks, which isn't great. Marco Bizot wearing a resplendent green shirt today, green Adidas number. So I'm sure now people know Martinez is staying. They'll be rushing to the club shop to get their Martinez goalkeeper tops for the new season. What have we got here? Bizot just kind of doing a Martinez right now, just kind of standing on the ball. And again, we've gone for the riskier pass into the middle of the park. When it's into Kamara, you feel relatively comfortable, but João Gomez is getting kind of swarmed upon whenever he's got the ball. We are struggling to hold onto the ball here, would be my main takeaway. Six minutes in. I mean, you don't want Gasson playing on the right, but I would suggest like Hemmings has been used as a left 10 the whole way through pre-season, has probably got more chance of playing a part for us this year than Gasson. So maybe play him in his kind of natural role and well, not natural role, the role he's been playing in, and just put Gasson out there. Yeah, he's a funny player, isn't he? Gasson? He's just lost the ball. I want to support him. I want him to come good. How did we spend 30 million on him? But I don't see it happening, if I'm being perfectly honest. Cash has got two men here at the back stick, and Bayern Munich and the rest of them have got there, and Bayern Munich have had to go backwards. That's Bischoff, isn't it? The young midfielder. He's been fouled by João Gomez, I think it is. Takes the free kick quickly. Bayern are out wide, looking to progress, but Villa back in numbers. Villa defending very, very deep here, I would say. A few people saying Zoom in the chat. I don't know what that means, so someone's going to have to tell me why everyone is saying Zoom. That's good defending. Who's that? Is that Buendia? Buendia's got back in and doubled up with Maatsen and done a good piece of defending there. What's going on here? Oh, the Zoom. Oh no, you hate to see it. Why does it do that? It's because I use my hands too much, and then this happens. So I'll get rid of that as quickly as I can. Don't know why it does it, because I don't have tracking on. So why does it? I turn it off and it does it every time. There we go. Apologies there for scenes that viewers may have found uncomfortable. I'm going to keep my hands down for the rest of the stream. Everyone hear me okay? I'm taking it that the audio is all right and that everyone can hear me okay. Nobody wants to see that though. Luckily, the camera does do a little bit of jazzing up of your face. Bayern still have the ball, by the way, most of the time. In this game so far, Bayern Munich seem to have the ball. Christos is asking me, do I see the Coventry fixture as a derby? It's a Midlands derby of sort, isn't it? I'm quite excited to see them back in the back in the Premier League. They hate us obviously more than we dislike them, but it'll be a tough trip when we go down there. It's an interesting one. A global pilot saying it's strange that I have ads on my live stream. I'm going to be honest, I didn't know that I did have ads on the live stream, so that's made a mistake there, haven't I? As everybody knows, I run the channel on my own nowadays. Not the most tech savvy. If ever I need advice, I'll go to Daniel Robinson. He's away, so I don't have my usual place to go for advice. But there is nearly 500 of you watching right now. I'm being asked about Leeds' transfer business so far. I've got a little bit of a soft spot for Leeds and Daniel Farker. My producer at TalkSport is a Leeds fan, so I've got a soft spot for them. I think Trafford's I'm not actually 100% convinced on Trafford as a goalkeeper, by the way, but yeah, he's a big signing for them. But I think Leeds will be fine this season, push towards mid-table, no relegation danger at all. Daniel Farker's done a tremendous job at Leeds. Bayern have beat the Villa defence, beat the Villa. We look like we're playing a little bit of a high line at times here, a little bit reminiscent of when Emery first came in. We've caught the Bayern player offside there, but they oh, have I put the zoom back on again? No, I thought I had. My hands, I need to keep my hands down. What's wrong with me? When you've got Italian family, they all gesture and use their hands quite a lot, and it seems to be me doing it as well. Maggio's got down the left channel here. It was a lovely through ball, and the Bayern defender, Jonathan Tah, looks scared to death of him, but he probably made the wrong decision there and took a shot, but then he uses his brute force again to get the ball and has won a corner. This guy, I know it's pre-season, but he's playing against a high-level opposition here. His frame is absolutely frightening. It really, really is. The way he uses his body, and a good chance for me to say that Jacob Tanswell wrote a brilliant article about Maggio this morning in the Athletic. So you should definitely go and see that. He's definitely been the brightest spark for Villa so far. Maggio 10 minutes in. We haven't had loads of the ball, but when we have, it's been him that's been involved. Buendia swings the set piece in, but it's headed away by the Bayern Munich defender. Not the best set piece that you'll ever see in the world. Right, Villa now have a throw in. About 25 yards past the halfway line, I would say. Ian Matson to take it. Really like that gold lettering and numbering. I really do. We've got Talkering Stone asking me, do I think Grealish will come home? We covered that in the transfer show that we did with Jacob earlier on in the week, a couple of days ago, and he didn't do something at the end that made me think it might be a possibility, but unless he gets to the end of the window and he hasn't moved to Everton, right now, it's not something that's on the agenda. I know that, and it won't be happening, but I'd be encouraged if he hadn't moved towards the end of the window, because I wrote about this yesterday on my roundtable page, that you've got to do something about the homegrown stuff, because we're hindering ourselves in terms of what we can register. Brian Maggio doesn't qualify as an under-21s player because we bought him. So if he's to be in the Champions League squad, he has to be registered. I imagine that's probably one of the reasons he didn't make it into the squad for the Super Cup. That's good defending from Matson. Good to see. Yeah, he's done well there. He's Villa have another goal kick. People are talking about the ads. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure what I've done there. Hopefully there won't be a regular thing, because I don't know what I've done. Chun Sang says, from what I saw of Gesson last season and this pre-season, there's not a lot to look forward to about him. Do you know if any clubs are interested in him? Yes, there's a few that are interested in him. Things could progress over the next couple of weeks, but right now he's playing in this game. He's playing where he wants to play as well. And look, we're 12 minutes in, aren't we? But he does just, I don't know whether it's just his style. Maybe he looks more languid than he is. But when he has the ball and when he doesn't have the ball, nothing is ever done at speed. Nothing is ever done at pace. So it's he's a funny watch. He's one of the strangest players. I said it when he was with us. He's one of the strangest players I think we've ever seen. He's done well there. A little bit of pressing, unlucky pressing the Bayern back line. Oh no. Oh, are we in trouble? No, we're not. But tell you what, they're trying that little ping over the top. Villa are at times, when they've got the ball, moving the defence up quite high and playing a relatively high line, and Bayern keep trying to get diagonals in between the centre-back and the full-back, namely Matty Cash and Lindelof down Villa's right-hand side. We're playing out from the back again, but it's worked. it's worked well on this occasion. Probably the first time it actually has worked well. And yeah, we've managed to progress up the pitch. But I guess that's João Gomez. Was that Kamara? Shot from Bayern, just wide. We keep losing. Well, we're getting the ball obviously from goal kicks, and then we're getting caught pretty quickly. It wasn't quite as quick that time, but we're giving the ball away, getting pressed high by Bayern Munich, and then they're obviously creating opportunities. They've dragged this one wide on this occasion. Bizot had it covered anyway, but yeah, Kamara and Gomez are both getting caught on the ball, but I'd say they're getting the ball in some very risky positions. Uh, Seymour Rennan is asking me what I made of the Tom Colomosse piece today. I read it this morning before I got my hair cut. I've spoke to Tom today as well. He's going to be on the channel at the start of next week. It was supposed to be the end of this week, but it's gone. It's been pushed to the start of next week. I didn't think there was anything in there that majorly worries me. I think there was just, that's the stuff that we've known for a while with regards Konsa. Look, if Arsenal meet Konsa's asking price or get somewhere near the 60 million that Villa want, I'd imagine 50 million would probably do it. He will go. That will be what happens, in my opinion. I've just noticed how quickly the bar is going along the bottom. Is that okay? I mean, it only says Bayern Munich nil, Aston Villa nil, so we're not reinventing the wheel here, but it is moving pretty quickly. Joshua Burling's obviously had a bet and he's asking me how many corners. I think one each. Could be completely wrong there, but I remember one corner, maybe two. No, one each I think we've had so far. Andy Brogan's asking for my opinion. Oh, here we go. Right there. I'll give it in a second. Villa are advancing down the right-hand side with Hemmings. Bayern look a little bit short at the back here. Left-footed shot blocked, but good little bit of play from Hemmings. Chanswell wrote about him earlier on in the week as well and said that he's been working on right foot, left foot in the summer. Obviously, he's naturally right-footed, but seems like he's got a pretty strong left foot from what I just saw as well. The stream is not buffering, but the quality has just dropped a little bit. And there's Gasson with a strange cross, but Madro might pick it up. He's done enough. Matson throwing to Villa down the left-hand side. And João Gomez, Sammy Buendía is now on the ball, plays it to João Gomez. I'm interested to see Gomez. I'm interested to see Gomez and Kamara as a partnership because I thought Kamara might be the more adventurous of the two, but so far I would say it looks like maybe it might be the other way around. João Gomez is back on the ball here towards the left-hand channel, gone back to Victor Lindelof as Villa slow the pace. Pau Torres. Villa slow the pace down of the game, trying to play it at our pace, coax Bayern Munich out a little bit, and then try and pick holes in their setup. We've got down the right hand side again with George Hemmings. Nice little turn, tries to lay it through to Boubacar Kamara, but Bayern Munich have intercepted. But Hemmings looked bright in the last couple of minutes. I will still answer your question, Andy Brogan, but I'm just going, whilst Villa are somewhat on the attack, I will not answer it just yet. I'll try and give you a flavour of what's going on. Long throw from Cashin towards Maggio, who gets the shot off, but again, I think it's been snuffed out by Bayern. Elliot Hodgkinson says, how risky is it to get a Maggio shirt? Not risky at all. My understanding is he won't go on loan this season, although maybe certain people at the club think that's what he needs. But Unai Emery will certainly involve him in the first half of the season. But we need to know what's going on with Villa's striker department as well, don't we? We don't know what's happening with Watkins. We don't know what's happening with Tammy. Ironically, out of the three of them, Maggio is probably the most sure thing to still be at the club at the end of August, I would say, out the three of them. So yeah, I'd say Maggio is not a risk. Good defending there from Boubacar Kamara. Back to Andy Brogan's question: do Konsa and Watkins stay? I'd say Watkins more likely than Konsa. Arsenal could well pay the money, although they've showed already this summer that they won't be kind of steered away from the price that they want to pay. That's what happened with Rodgers. Obviously, they would have paid the money for Vinny Jr., but that always felt like it was going to be a new contract for Vinny Jr. at Real Madrid. I think Konsa's the more likely of the two to go, and then do Villa have a replacement lined up? I'm not sure. Obviously, Lindelof is a very good defender, but you'd need to buy a centre back. They've got high hopes for Cisse as well. Will he be kept around in the first half of the season? Possibly. Gasson done well. They used his strength, but boy, I tell you what, they're so quick on you. It's the way company plays, isn't it? When you've got the ball, the next thing you know, you've got 2 or 3 players advancing on you, and it's very difficult to wriggle out those situations. But 17 minutes in, it's Bayern Munich 0, Aston Villa 0. It's not much has happened. Brian Maggio's shown a few little bits, but it's been Hemmings recently in the last 5 minutes playing down the right-hand side in this one has showed flashes and moments as well. But yeah, not much to report on at the moment. Villa very much when Bayern have the ball, trying to sit in their shape, not come out unless they absolutely have to. Although we have pressed quite high there, just as I said that we weren't. Yeah, just not much to talk about. Gary Timmins says Manchester United v Leeds friendly on ITV1. I imagine now they found that out, there could be a few people turning me off to watch Manchester United v Leeds. Christos says, haven't seen the lineups done a Bayern playing the B team that I would expect. Probably a mix. There's some first team players in there, but they've got the same problem as us, that there's a few players missing for them at the moment. They've got a few youngsters that have been bright in pre-season that have made their way into the team for this one. But it's a pretty strong side. João Paulinho, who has been playing in pre-season, isn't playing. He's on the bench. Let's hope if he comes on, Kamara is taken off. We don't want to have anything silly. Strange situation with him. Jacob obviously said on the show a few days ago, nothing's really changed. Bayern are quite willing for him to come to us on a loan, although they'd rather it was a permanent. It seems to be the player side that's not sure at the moment. I think, to be fair, if he's watching us, nice Matson, if he's watching us in this one and the way the ball's been played into the central midfielders from goal kicks, he may have even more second thoughts about coming to us. We're doing all right though here. It's competitive. Like, Bayern definitely had the better of the early stages of this game, but we're growing into the game. I would say you can see that we're a team that's got players missing. You can see that we've lost a couple of big players as well. It's very bitty. Pau Torres doing his usual at the moment down the left-hand side, adjacent to his own penalty area, and then Villa have another goal kick because Bayern have snuffed us out whilst trying to play out from the back. Yeah, we look a little bit bitty, don't we? At this stage of pre-season, coming up to 2 weeks now until the season starts for us. 2 weeks on Sunday. Has Emery been down the gym, by the way? Oh, it looks a bit more hench this summer. I've noticed in my opinion. I'm on gym watch here with Unai Emery. Looks a little bit more hench than he has done in previous seasons. Right, let's carry on. Villa playing out from the back again. That's the term I've used the most through this stream so far. But on this occasion, Cash is fouled. I think it's by the youngster Gonzalez. Perhaps he's fouled, and Matty Cash has won a free kick for Aston Villa. And it's Cardozo, sorry, not Gonzalez. Where have I got that from? Is there even a player called Gonzalez playing for Bayern? I'm not sure. So 20 minutes in, lovely Audi branding on the stream that I'm watching. My wife's texted me, so I'm just going to have a look at what she's saying in case it's anything important. It's not, but we'll tell her we love her anyway. Yeah, there we go. We'll tell her how we feel. Lindelof now on the ball, back to Bizot. Villa once again playing the ball out from the back. 524 of you with me live. Not sure what to do with this afterwards. What do I do? Do I just leave it up? I'm certainly not going to cut it into highlights of me talking, because I don't think there's been any highlights so far. Maybe other than the dance I did at the start, the contemporary dance that I did at the start of the stream. But yeah, there's not been many highlights so far. Not many highlights in the game thus far either. Villa defending in their 4-4-2 shape, so that doesn't seem to have changed from last season. Daniel Hughes had only just in the team. Is Gesson back on the right? No, he's playing as a number 10, Daniel, and Hemmings is playing on the right hand side again as a 10. So Villa essentially playing with 3 number 10s off Brian Maggio, with the fullbacks looking to provide the width. Though neither of them have particularly got forward so far. Cash has won another free kick here. I don't even know who that is. I'm not going to try and guess. Obviously, Bayern have some unknown players to me in their team. I need Kevin Hatchard here with me doing the comms, and then I could be the co-comms, and I think we'd be okay. I tell you, they're so fast, and we've made another mistake trying to play out from the back. Bayern so quick to swarm, and we've Kamara's misplaced the pass back to Lindelof under pressure, and he's gone out for a Bayern Munich corner. And I will miss Austin McPhee standing up whenever there's a set piece. Unai Emery is currently set piece coach at Aston Villa as well as head coach, so he's doing all the set pieces right now. So does he sit down and come back up whenever we get a corner? Probably not. He just stands up all the way through. McPhee was the only one that used to kind of interchange with him, because you're only supposed to have one stand up in the technical area at the same time, aren't you? It's a decent corner. Brian Maggio away at the near post. Villa try and break. The referee's got in the way of this attack. So when we do beat the Bayern Munich press, the referee gets in the way, and now Bayern are back on the ball and looking to. Oh, that's a nice pass. He's offside though, is he? Yep, offside. Nice ball though. Oh God, it's hard trying to. I'm not commentating in a natural way like a normal commentator would. I'm getting a little bit out of breath here. Doing all this, the constant talking. How long have I been on? About 45 minutes at this point. Aston Villa fan 8 is asking me if there's any news on Matteo Ruggieri. No update as far as I've seen some different fees bandied around. So I'll get onto Tanswell and get the concrete fee off him. I saw 15 million earlier, which feels cheap, or 20 million probably felt about right, or even that in the modern day market felt like it was pretty cheap. Tanswell said they're pretty much there with the fee. Whatever it is, it's more that they're yet to agree personal terms and the player's got a decision to make as to whether he wants to come. Obviously, there's stuff going on off the pitch with him, which I won't talk about because it probably wouldn't be a good idea to, because I'd probably get done for slander or whatever it's called. But as a footballer, obviously he was part of that pretty successful Atalanta side down the left hand side, and used to playing under a very demanding manager in Gasparini, who's a really good manager. Gasparini, that Atalanta side was a really good watch. He played as a wing back mainly for them, so he's used to working under a demanding manager. And oh God, Bayern could be in here. They've referees played the advantage, but good defending from Matty Cash. Where was I? So basically, this is an Emery-led signing, like João Gomez. This is a player that Unai Emery has said he wants. If you're asking me, I'd have rather had a Stupinian. I quite liked the thought of what he might bring to us and the fact he'd worked under Emery before and played in the Premier League before. So it's interesting to be spending, like, obviously you've got to spend relatively big money to get someone in, but Matson's going to be the leading left back this season. I think he's got to step up and almost be that senior man, even if he's a younger player. Actually, they might be the same age, him and Ruggieri, but it's a big season for Ian Matson. He's had 2 years of kind of having the pressure taken off him a little bit by knowing that Luca Dean's there as well, and he doesn't have to play every game. Like Matson, I think he's a fantastic player. He's got to step up this season though, and show his true ability and what he's made of. And maybe if he's playing every week, although he might not, I suppose, if one could say Marco Bizot punched away in quite an orthodox way when the shot from range came in from Bayern. But yeah, it's a big season, isn't it, for Ian Matson now being the undisputed number one left back at the moment. It's him and Rowe, isn't it, who are the candidates to play left back. Whew, right, here we go. I can hear people talking outside. I hope that's not the family coming back, because if it is, they're coming back very earlier than I anticipated, and the kitchen will need to be used. Just a little update on their 1874 setup. I did mention it on one of the streams I did on my own a few days ago. Garden building is ordered, should be here in the next 5 weeks, hopefully, and then I'll just have to get it set up and speak to Hot Diggity Day about getting the internet up to the level that it should be. And then, we're back in business. Gesson's been fouled as he drove through the middle of the Bayern Munich half. He's been fouled, yellow card to Cardozo, who I spoke quite complimentary about at the start of the stream. So yes, soon I'll be out the kitchen. Sorry it's taken so long. Obviously I did have an office, and then we had a daughter and she took that room, although she doesn't even bloody use it. So I may as well have stayed in. I said that quite bitterly. It's not her fault. She's 6 months old. Like, she doesn't make these decisions, but she sleeps in the room with us. So maybe the nursery didn't need to be done as early as it's been done. That's certainly hindered 1874 this season. But by the time the transfer window shuts, hopefully I'll be in the new space, and that is going to be a game changer. Try and get it set up in a really aesthetically pleasing way, a really technical pleasing way as well, and then hopefully 1874, which is thriving at the moment as a channel, will get to take things up another gear. Global Pilot says, Dan, I thought Jacob's article about Madjo was brilliant, but I felt it was a shame he had to dig up the tabloid fodder on his father. I thought that was really out of character for the Athletic. I think, in fairness to Tanswell, he's just giving some context around the situation and why Villa weren't allowed to register him in the first place, despite the fact that he is English. I mean, I don't think it is tabloidy, really. It's a fact. The stuff's out there. If you want to Google it and have a look at it, like the facts are out there of the matter. So I think Tanswell was just giving context around the situation. In fairness, which is what the Athletic are very good at, trying to get like kind of every side. And if there was any kind of tabloidy angle to it, he wouldn't be allowed to put it in, because that's not how the Athletic operate at all. I thought it gave context. Global Pilot. Pro Duck Tions. Dan, if you had to bet how many in by the end of the window, and what would you give percentage odds of Jackson arriving this window? I think this could be another summer where we don't sign a right back, but could it be that Nedeljkovic sticks around? I think that's a possibility. At the moment, I'd be all for that because I do like the look of him. In fairness, I'd rather have him, young up and coming right back prospect, than go and drop 12 million and higher wages on Emerson Royale. Like, to me, that doesn't make sense. I'd rather that we did that. So I don't think we'll sign a right back. I think obviously we'll sign a left back. If one of the strikers leave, we'll sign a striker. We'll sign a midfielder. Obviously, João Paulini is the main link at the moment. But if that doesn't happen, Villa will move down their list of targets, and then maybe they have to go for one on a permanent and get a loan in a different position. We know that Unai Emery and Villa's transfer windows are very fluid. That was a great effort. Who was that? Is that Cardozo again? I don't know. No, I don't think it was. Lovely little effort on his left foot, swerving just past the post. Got to get some better Bayern Munich squad numbers knowledge into my head here. I think it was Biscoff. It was Biscoff. Lovely swirling left-footed effort. And I've got to be honest, Marco Bizot was beat if that was on target, and it was very, very close to being. So yeah, central midfielder. And then Jacob kind of mentioned a number 10, didn't he, at the end of the show the other day? So looks like a more traditional number 10 could come through as well. Seymour Rennan says, presume the London show with Jacob not happening this year then. I think I've been gazumped. I believe he is doing a show in London, but not with me. So I'm pretty sure he'll plug that at some point. But yeah, he said to me the other day he was already doing something in London. He'd been asked, so he was going to do it. Serves me right for not being quick enough. Although my Tanswell exclusivity contract I thought would have played a part there, and it hasn't. So yeah, maybe some stern words with Jacob Tanswell. With 29 minutes and 30 seconds in here, Bayern are passing the ball around the back, coming forward now. But yeah, they've kind of slowed it down, haven't they? Oh dear, they're on the attack. It does look a bit like an attacker's defenders practice game. Rock salmon. I'm gonna agree with you. Still progressing the ball around the back. Maggio is trying to press, but they've managed to work the ball out wide Bayern to number 31 with a lot of space. Now running at Emi Buendia, I think it is, and he's had a wild shot that's gone into the stand. JP UTV says Gasson is having an absolute stinker here. In fairness, probably been no better or no worse than anyone else in all honesty. So I will say probably not. I don't think so. I don't think he's been any worse than anyone else so far. But he is a frustrating footballer, and he is fun. He's a funny one to watch. I probably should have mentioned on social media that I was doing a live stream. That may have helped, but I forgot to do that. Maybe I'll do it at half time when we take a little bit of a break, for me to have a comfort break and grab a drink. Villa playing the ball out from the back from a goal kick again, but this time they've broken the press. And is that João Gomez running with the ball? So hard to tell the numbers. I think it is João Gomez. These gold numbers don't blend in well with the blue kit, but Bayern again have got bodies around the ball, and Villa forced to slow down the attack and have gone back to progressing the ball through the back line. But this time Boubacar Kamara's broke through, but he's been snuffed out, but it's landed kindly to George Hemmings, who took up a good position defensively. And now he's got a little bit of space down the right-hand side to drive at Nathaniel Brown, but he slows it down as well. Cash has gone on the overlap for the first time, but the ball has made its way back to Victor Lindelof, who progresses it to Pau Torres, and Villa now moving down the left-hand side rather than the right. It's a very good ball from Pau Torres into Maggio, who controls it very well, but then lays it back. Might have been a foul there as well. He looks a bit annoyed, Maggio, with what's just happened there. He does like to drift to the left. Brian Maggio, is he limping? Villa seems to have stopped João Gomez with his foot on the ball into Maatsen, who's inverted ever so slightly at this point. No, Maggio's fine. Pau Torres back to João Gomez, who's took up a position in between Lindelof and Pau. So Kamara, the more advanced of the two now. Maybe it's interchangeable. That's how I would look at it at the moment. Maatsen's playing very centrally right now while someone else is holding the width, though. Maggio has drove back inside, and Maatsen's very quickly showed a turn of pace to get down the left-hand side. Kamara's done exceptionally well there to work it out to him. Quick feet from Boubacar Kamara. Bayern's shape defensively is very, very difficult for Villa to break down. Everyone behind the ball right now for Bayern Munich. I'm having a little commentary stint here, just seeing how that goes down. It must be very difficult to do radio commentary. I know some people are watching the stream at the same time here, but it must be very difficult to do radio commentary when people haven't got a clue what's happening except for what you're telling them. Daniel Mogan says, only just joined. Any of our players looking good? Been a very bitty game so far, Daniel. We're 32 minutes in. Hemmings has had one or two bright moments. Majo's had a couple of bright moments. If I had to call someone out as been the brightest player, it would definitely be Brian Majo. He's managed to get into space a couple of times. He's managed to get himself down the left-hand side. Poopa Lindos is asking me where Garnacho is. Presume it's something to do with what happened the other day in that Kung Fu game that we seem to be involved in, the UFC bout that we played on Tuesday afternoon. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure Tanswell will have word of it on his social media. I assume Tanswell's watching the game. He won't be watching me, absolutely not. But he'll definitely be watching the game. I think The Athletic had like a live kind of blog going on in this one, which I've not had 3 boiled eggs before I did this stream. Feeling very full. Oh, that's a nice ball. Matson again has gone centrally and inverted whilst Brian Majo has rotated out to the left-hand side. Gasson's the only one really in the box as Majo gets it down the left-hand channel, but he's managed to find Emi Buendia, who's taken up a central position from the left-hand position where he started today. Villa looking okay here. Matson's now drifted back out to the left-hand side. It's very, very slow build-up from Villa, even though they're pretty far up the pitch. Kamara dummies to shoot, then doesn't, and then gives the ball away. But yeah, Bayern, because they've got everyone behind the ball at the moment, when Villa do lose the ball, it's managing to be recycled back to the Villa centre-backs, and we kind of go again. Tom Jones says that Kamara Gomez pivot looks really, really good. It does, but I'm worried about us progressing the ball. There's a lot on Pau Torres there. I know Kamara's capable of it, but I'm not sure he's going to play that role. I think if you've got them two as a pivot, then I do genuinely think that Pau Torres absolutely has to play. And we know that Torres gets an injury every year around Christmas. That's 3 years in a row. He's had an injury at that point. So there's a lot on Pau Torres to progress the ball through for Villa. He's done it on a couple of times, or one time at least so far in this game he has, but he's just been turned there by Conrad Lima, who's travelling towards the Villa penalty area. He's got, oh my word, that is one of the worst passes I have ever seen. Cardozo was free on the left-hand side of the penalty area. It's a relatively simple pass, in all honesty, but Conrad Lima's put way too much on it, and it's gone out for a goal kick. So Villa get a lucky escape there, where it could have been a dangerous moment for Bayern Munich. Not one for the purists, this one so far. I'm going to be honest, the crowd looks like it is full of Bayern Munich. I know there's a few Villa fans out there because I've seen on social media the likes of Steve Goffin and Paddy Hennessy that go absolutely everywhere with Villa. They're there, but I'm in the crowd every time it pans through. I've not seen many Villa shirts at all. Oh, Gasson is so frustrating. Looks like he's done some semi-decent hold-up play there, but then does nothing with it and loses the ball. He's getting a lot of stick in the chat as well. And he could go on loan, he could go permanently. I'd like to see if it happens, it'd be a permanent, because we can't just keep spending money on people and then loaning them out. But my guess is that a loan would probably be more likely, because I don't think many teams are going to commit funds to him right now with his current form. I know he did a semi-okay at Crystal Palace. Maybe their system and their setup suited. I did wonder whether Glasner going in at Forest might mean that they had a look at him, but no rumours of that at all so far this summer. So that was something that ran through my head, but as yet, nothing of the like has happened. Tom Jones says Paddy would go and watch Villa in the sewers. I imagine. I've never met him before, because I'm going to Salzburg next week and I'll be hanging around with Max and Simon. We'll meet him and hang around with him a little bit. Bayern have got a free kick down the left-hand side. It's swung into the box left-footed, and it is an easy goal. Villa, yet again, this pre-season, concede a goal off a set piece. A little bit worrying. Villa's defence very, very static there, and it's 1-0, and it's Ito, I think it was, who put the ball into the back of the net. Easy header, one of the most routine goals he'll ever score. The ball swung in from a set piece on the left-hand side. Villa's defence, like absolute statues. Ito's put himself in the right place, got himself into a good area. I think it was from the middle of the 6-yard box, and he's glanced the header home. Dear me, Villa, that was really poor. Is he offside? Could be offside. Have we got VAR? Probably not. But big chance he was actually offside there, but it's still really poor defending from Villa. Bizot, absolutely no chance. A great delivery into the box, but Villa just watching. But he did look offside, in fairness. The linesman hasn't flagged, so I don't imagine there'll be VAR in this game. But Villa are 1-0 down off a set piece, and it's the easiest goal that it was Min Jae, sorry, who scored for them, number 3. Yeah, Kim Min Jae. Disappointing. Villa 1-0 down. Let me update the update the graphic. Oh, dear me. Can I put that Min Jae scored? Probably not. Let's try. Min Jae 37. Chances of this working are very slim, but let's try. Oh, no, it has worked. Yeah, Villa 1-0 down there. Excellent technical skills from myself. Everybody give me a virtual pat on the back there. But Villa 1-0 down, probably after our best spell of the game. But a set piece comes in. Villa don't deal with it at all. Very, very static from Villa. And Min Jae has headed it home. That's so disappointing. But it was. I think it was offside. I haven't seen any proper replays back, but it looked offside to me. But obviously, you're not going to have any VAR. So maybe when the season starts again, we should be more kind to VAR, because if it wasn't there, things like this happen where you end up being 1-0 down. But it doesn't take away the fact that it probably was offside. It doesn't take away from the fact that Villa just so pedestrian there from the cross into the box, just stood still. The only players moving were Bayern Munich players, and obviously Min Jae's got on the end of it and headed it home. Out we go. That's going to go out for a goal kick. Villa need to regroup. Thank you, Tom Jones, for pointing out the cutting edge work that I've just done at the bottom of the screen there to update the score and the scorer. This is what people subscribe to 1874 for. The first ever watch along here on 1874. And look at me. Who would have thought it? Updating score lines as we go through. I did feel like we were having a decent spell, and I mean, it's sad, isn't it, really? Because it's only a friendly. Realistically, it's about fitness. It doesn't really matter. But I never like to see Villa conceding goals. There's inside, because I'm watching Villa play live. I feel disappointed with it. But I guess that's sad on my behalf, maybe more than anything. Like I've said all through pre-season, it doesn't really matter. But I think maybe because it's Bayern and it's quite close to the season starting for us next week with the Super Cup, I feel disappointed. If that had been next week against PSG, I'd have been really, really disappointed with it, because it wasn't great defending. Brenda's just doing his shoelace up in the middle of the game here. Was it Brenda? Could have been harsh on him there. He's very this strain quality. It won't be Villa's fault, but it's not the best quality in the world. It really, really isn't. All good interception from Buendia, who didn't land great, but he's okay, thankfully. It looks like he's had something done to his teeth in the summer for me. Emi Buendia, maybe he's gone down to Oxford Natural and had some cosmetics. Yeah, he's had something done to his teeth, in my opinion. And as I mentioned earlier, Unai Emery is looking in fine fettle this pre-season. He's been lifting the weights in the off time, whilst he's probably been watching videos of PSG religiously, ready for next week's game. Caroline Hoskins is asking, is Manzambi going to be fit for the start of the season? Nope, he's not. I think you maybe won't even see him till after the first 2 or 3 games. It doesn't sound like it's imminent, him getting fit, but it's an injury that Villa knew about when they bought him, so it's not a surprise. It's not something that's happened since he's been at Villa. It's all to do with the injury he picked up in the World Cup for Switzerland, which if he hadn't have picked that injury up, I actually think the Swiss might have progressed even further, and I think they got to the quarterfinals, didn't they? Yeah. Mike Dempsey said Gasson is like a dog chasing a balloon. And Alex Benny says Gasson is stoppable on his day. And Sean Betts says streaming quality of all the pre-season games on AVTV has been pretty poor, to be honest. Doesn't even look HD. But I will say, like, Villa won't be the host broadcaster here. Like, if that's a thing in online streaming, like, it'd be I don't think it will be Villa's fault. I could be wrong, but I don't think it will be. Villa progressing down the left-hand side now with Ian Matson. The closest person to him at the moment is actually Vincent Kompany, who's seems to have free reign down the left-hand side to walk wherever he wants, even though it's well out of his technical area. Is there even a technical area? I don't know, but if there is, he's well out of it. It's a nice idea from Buendia, trying to clip the ball towards Matson into the penalty area. It doesn't quite come off, but it's the right kind of idea. Suddenly seeing our kick close up on Buendia, the badge looks absolutely massive. I don't know whether that's intentional, but the badge there looks bigger than it normally does. It's obviously in a different place, a little bit of 99 2000 Reebok vibes, with the kind of kit brand being at the top and then the badge underneath, centrally in the middle. Yeah, but the badge looks massive there from what I can see. And Bayern have managed to work the ball down the right-hand side. A lovely ping out to their number 31, who's driving towards Ian Matson. He's got himself into the penalty area. Lovely little lollipop. He's been snuffed out just about. That should be a goal kick, and it is a goal kick, despite the Bayern Munich players all having their arms in the air, saying that it's saying that it's a corner. It wasn't. I can see on this stream that that was a goal kick. There's a nice to see a blue nose tuning in. Great to follow a great club. Is there a blue nose somewhere? Not seen that. I'm surprised they're not still on the in the aftermath of their friendly victory against Barcelona at the Barbers this morning. One of the barbers there, not mine. My barber's a big Villa fan. Josh Peruzza at the barbershop social, but one of the other barbers, Sean, big Blues fan, and I had a little bit of a dig about the kind of fury around the friendly against Barcelona. A little joke, and there was a Blues fan having his haircut, and he took big umbrage towards what I was saying. A little bit of a reaction towards what I said. I thought it was all meant in jest and a little bit of tomfoolery. But he's very sensitive around what I said about the friendly. Villa have managed to get themselves forward here, and is that Hemmings crossing the ball in the box towards Maggio, but it's been headed away by the Bayern Munich fullback. Patson's now recovered the ball and played it to João Gomez. Bayern Munich once again sitting very deep in shape when Villa do go on the attack. Nice 1-2 between Kamara and Gomez. He plays a nice ball to Evan Gasson if he can get a shot away, but he can't. Well, he did, but it was blocked. But nice move from Villa, and then a flying tackle from João Gomez, who doesn't mind putting himself about. That is one of the traits that Wolves fans raved about with him, is tackling. We're coming up to half time here. It's 43 minutes and 47 seconds in, so approaching the last minute of the half. Villa have a free kick again. Boubacar Kamara, unless he's just thrown water on himself, is absolutely dripping with sweat there. So I imagine the conditions are pretty hot. He's back on the ball. Kamara, so great to see him back in the team again. Such an important part of what Villa do, and clearly our best player. That move doesn't quite come off, but it's found its way to Evan Gasson. Oh, it's so languid. So languid. I had a chance maybe to drive a bit quicker there and get a shot off, but it doesn't happen. It's now a goal kick. Just slow from Gasson, isn't it? I don't want to be as harsh as people are maybe being in the comments, because he's a Villa player and I'm supporting him and I want him to do well, but he doesn't look like it's going to happen for him. Just doesn't look like he fits what we do. For a team that's pretty intense and a manager that's pretty intense, I would say he's the polar opposite of what we ask for and what the manager asks for. It's there was a chance to do something there. There really was, and he just so slow to make a decision. Maggio's pressing. It's found its way out wide. Is that Sasha Bowie playing right back for Bayern? I'm not sure. Dark May says he's so poor, Dan. It's hard to disagree, isn't it? 1 minute of stoppage time. I can finally get a drink. The board's just gone up with the 1 minute of stoppage time. So you imagine Bayern are just going to try and keep hold of this deep in their own half and see the first half out. Jonathan Tah's got it, but it's gone back to the Bayern Munich, captained by Manuel Neuer. Mark Dempsey says Gasson is 30 seconds behind everyone else. He doesn't react quickly enough. Villa decided not to press with 30 seconds left there. And Manuel Neuer is doing his best Emi Martinez impression and sitting on the ball. So we're going to be going in 1-0 down at half time by the looks of things. Villa not making any meaningful effort to close down at this point. Villa's defensive line has been very, very high. It's just back past the halfway line here, and Bayern, when they can, are looking to ping the ball over the top. They thought about doing it then, but Villa's defence held their ground, and all three players would have been offside. But very much a tactic that Bayern Munich have used so far, and that is half time. It's Bayern Munich 1, Aston Villa 0. Sean O'Connor saying Gasson is lagging on the stream. I keep saying all these jokes about Gasson and the stream and stuff, and keep thinking it's something to do with me and that I'm doing something wrong. So if we can shy away from those kind of jokes, that would mean I won't have a heart attack on air. Alex Bennett. Gasson is a believable player. Play on unbelievable there. It's half time. The crowd is full of Bayern Munich shirts. It really, really is here. Not much happened from an Aston Villa perspective, to be perfectly honest. It's been there's been little flashes, little moments, but nothing really to report. I've just noticed there's a DB in the bottom left hand side of the screen. We don't want that, so I'm going to remove that. Why is that there? There we go. Get the Sailey branding back on. This stream is sponsored by Sailey. If you scan the QR code that's on the screen right now, or head to sailey.com/1874, you'll get 15% off everything that they have to offer, which is their kind of package that allows you to go abroad, get data for cheap. You don't need to buy another SIM card. You just piggyback onto networks from that country via the Saily app. It's going to be really useful for me in Salzburg next week and when I go on holiday. So yeah, don't forget to check out today's sponsors. Saily, just check there's nothing going on the screen. There's a video on the Villa TV stream now of El Mohammadi meeting Aston Villa fans, I presume in Hong Kong. James Chester's there with him in Aston Villa Adidas golf gear, I presume that is. So yeah, they're there. They've been doing they've been the club ambassadors on this one. Ian Taylor, the other club ambassador, is commentating on AVTV. Right, I'm going to take a little break, I think, and go and get a drink, have a little comfort break. I'll try and be as quick as I can and come on and answer some questions at half time. So thank you very much to those of you that have joined me. I'm enjoying it. Hopefully you're enjoying it as well. I imagine we'll see some substitutions in the second half as well. Don't forget to give it a like whilst you're here watching, and this will stay on, so you can leave a comment as well, and maybe I'll go through and answer some questions on the comments after the show. So yeah, hopefully everyone's enjoying this first Aston Villa watch along that I've done, and yeah, stay with us. I'll be back ever so shortly. I'm back. I've had my comfort break. Grabbed myself a drink. Other energy drinks are available, but this one is a monster. Someone just mentioned energy drinks. Wayne Rumble says, "Please guess on some Red Bull and fly away with his wings." But yeah, I've gone for the monster on this occasion. I did notice that we had a super chat. So Bill K has donated $5 Australian. I'm going to assume that is. What Villa players would be top of everyone's fantasy teams? Now we are talking fantasy football chat. Let me have a swig of this drink, and then I will give you my answer. Wait there a second. And Matty Cash was a stalwart of my side last season, so he would be my first pick, I would guess. Obviously, got 3 goals from right back in the league. If Watkins is still at Villa, I'll have him in. I always have Ollie Watkins in. Maybe stick with him too long sometimes, but yeah, at the start of the season, I think I'd. So he doesn't always start the season great, does he? So I think Cash should be my number one. Midfield, I'd probably stay away from. Right now, I'd be more looking. Cash is probably my go-to pick at Villa. I think he'll be the one that's definitely in there. Everyone else is kind of up in the air right now. What have we got here? Drank that drink way too quickly. Still suffering from the boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs as well. Sean Betts says, "What are your plans in Salzburg, Dan? You're going to be able to do a live with Tanswell?" Well, I'm going on Tuesday, so I'm coming via Munich. So I leave from Gatwick on Tuesday morning. If any subscribers are flying from Gatwick, let me know. Have an 1874 chat on the plane. So I'm doing that. I'm meeting Tom Julian, who's going to the game. Also, right Villa View throwback there. I will meet with Tanswell as well. I'll do some content with Tom. I'll do some content with Tanswell. Maybe even do some with Townley as well if he's there. I'm actually doing some work for TalkSport whilst I'm out there. That's happened after I've booked my trip and done everything. Basically, they've asked me to do some stuff whilst I'm out there as well. So I'll be doing some stuff for them, popping on shows live from Salzburg. It's going to force me to lay off the beers, which is probably a good thing with me being on the health kick. So if you see me and you buy me a beer, I might not be able to drink it because I do need to try and stay professional. So try and have as much content as I can basically whilst I'm out there. Obviously, much will depend on what the Wi-Fi situation is in Salzburg. I imagine the Austrians are pretty efficient, like the Germans. Obviously, they're quite near to each other. So yeah, we'll see. The numbers have dropped on the stream at half time, but that's to be expected. Now we are talking even more. These are the kind of questions that I want to see. Brooks Slattery says, "Thank you for doing this, Dan." Brooks Slattery, I believe, is one of my neighbours, but I ever walk past them in the street. Not sure I'd recognise you, Brooke. I don't know whether our paths have ever actually crossed, even though I just know you're one of my neighbours from the lively WhatsApp group. What a WhatsApp group that is, by the way, in the street. There's always some stuff going on there, always some japes going on in there. This was the question: JMTD, favourite monster flavour, Rio Punch or White Ultra? No, I'm not a big fan of the White Ultra. Guys, there's a purple one that my gym has started selling recently that I quite like. I've got apps. I think it's something violet. It's a bit more expensive than the normal ones, but I've really enjoyed that flavour in recent times. And there's a new one as well that's at the gym Unity in Tamworth where I go. They've got it's like an American flag basically, and again I couldn't tell you what flavour it is, but it's very nice. But we do this is probably the standard go-to, the Lando Norris through the days, but I really need to cut down on them. My wife absolutely hammers me because I shouldn't be drinking them, but I think I'm a little bit addicted to them. Like I'm addicted to her, and like I'm addicted to Aston Villa, I'm a little bit addicted to Monster as well. I've got an addictive personality. My new, I didn't have this one. My new Founders Design t-shirt has landed this morning. Thank you, Dan Rollinson. The Villa Villain in black. So don't forget to check out Founders Design. We have just brought out a new Europa t-shirt, Tale of the Tapes, basically a VHS tapes with some memories from our Europa League run. But there's plenty of stuff on Founders Design if people want to check that out. FC Bayern fan here, FCB Lucas. Good afternoon, FCB Lucas. I probably should have checked if the game's kicked back off. What have we got? We've got some halftime entertainment here. Someone's just sang, I believe, and she's now running back towards the dugouts. Lots of subs warming up. Looks like it could be Villa subs, but again, the stream quality is not the best. It's pretty difficult to tell. These highlights here that we're getting, I think they're rerunning some highlights from the first half. Good luck to them trying to find any because it hasn't been the best game so far. Right, any other questions? I probably missed a load there, haven't I, in the time that I took 5 minutes break. Aston Villa fan 8, do you think we'll sign João Paulinho? up in the air very much so at the moment. From what Tanswell says, we might see him in this game at some point. I would imagine that we will see him at some point in the game, but Villa will move on to other targets if João Paulinho decides he doesn't want to come. But he seems to be the number one kind of target as a replacement on loan for Onana for a year. Lots of Gasson slander in the chat, as you would expect. Rick Barley says, such a shame that we have only got 2 friendlies left if you count the Super Cup, and we don't look anywhere near ready for the new season. It's going to be a familiar pattern throughout teams that are operating at the high levels of the game, because Bayern have been brilliant here. Like, they've got players missing. Like, when you've only just had players back from the World Cup and players are reporting late back from the World Cup, even later than those that have already returned, it's always going to be a more bitty pre-season. And I would seriously question the scheduling of the Super Cup. Why is it so close to why is it like 10 days before the season starts? It used to be at the end of August. I know transfer deadline day seems to take over the world, but it doesn't need to be scheduled where it is like you just play it on a Friday night after 2 or 3 games before the international break, and then you just have a game in hand. Like, that's what used to happen. At least then you're cooking and everyone's got their players, and it's a more prestigious affair. If like the transfer, even if the transfer window's actually shut and you do it, it's a more prestigious event because squads are settled, squads are ready. Like, you're still building at this point. The way the transfer window's forced to be for Villa as well. I just think the scheduling of it is absolutely ridiculous from UEFA. So I'm disappointed in that. I think it does take away from the spectacle, and look, nothing will stop me having a good time next week, and I can't wait, and I'm really excited to get out there with all the Villa fans. But it does take away from the game a little bit. I would say I think the scheduling of it is not brilliant. That would be my feelings around it. Oh yeah, Brooks Lattery, straight FPL league. Get that in the group chat. I'm definitely up for that. Although I always start unbelievably in fantasy football, and then the more effort I put into it as the season goes on, the more I fall away. So maybe I'm just going to chill and take it easy with the fantasy football this season. Bernal, Sam Goodall's asking. Goodall, sorry, is asking me about. I don't think there's anything in that. I don't think I want to sell him anyway, but I'd be very surprised if that was something that happened. Don't think there's anything in that at all. Not the key is there's been a few like relatively high profile rumors of Villa signing players over the last couple of weeks. Brazilian wingers, Bernal. Tanswell said nothing. If Tanswell doesn't say anything, it's not on the cards. It's not happening. Like, I wouldn't worry about it. I don't think they're things that we need to concern ourselves with. Mark Dempsey says, will the players come home before Salzburg? I wouldn't have thought so. I can imagine they're going to fly straight out there. I imagine their families will come over to watch the game. So you imagine they might get a little bit of downtime with the family and friends in between in Austria, but I'd be very surprised if they did. And Jacob spoke about the volume of flights Villa have had at pre-season. He hadn't done the exact maths, but he had it at somewhere near 10, like different time zones and stuff as well. Like the time zone we're playing in at the moment is obviously completely different to the time zone for the Super Cup final next week. So Villa's pre-season, with it being like been a lot of travelling, a lot of jet setting, it's a lot for the players. I don't think you should overstate. You can overstate that enough. I think it's a lot for the players. And as I've said about 5 minutes ago, the scheduling around the Super League, the Super Cup, not great for me. There's Ruba. She's just ventured in. Should we get her to come and say hello? I mean, if I do a live, she's usually on it. Has the game kicked back off? Not sure. I've been talking for too long. Let me know in the chat. Am I watching? I think I'm watching. I'm still watching highlights of the first half. Ruby's just patrolling the gate in the kitchen at the moment to see if anyone's coming home, and it doesn't look like they are. Do you want to be on the stream, Ruby? Ruby, come here. God, bloody hell, you don't usually have to ask 3 times. Up you come. She's struggling to read what I want. She's not following the tactics very well here at all. She wouldn't get on very well under Unai Emery. Here we go. You might just... Can we see you? But no, it's not working. She can't get up high enough, and I don't want to move the camera, in all honesty. But Ruby's here. Tebo's asleep behind me as well. So the dogs are involved in the stream. Craig Smith says, hi from Australia. Would love to go to Villa Park one day. Just had a notification on my watch saying that Barcelona mate Rodri bid. What's going on there? It looked like he wants to go to Real Madrid. He wants to go there. It's a big move for him. And suddenly Barcelona coming for him and he wants to go there. Really interesting, that one. You might see Ruby up behind me on the chair in a minute. She's currently got a deflated £30 Champions League ball in her mouth, which I'm not happy about, because I always say to Jen's kids, there's no point spending big money on footballs because they just get popped or go over the fence. And alas, They used their own money, to be fair. They wanted to buy a ball. They bought the Champions League ball. It popped within, I think it was 3 days. This must be a world record. So yeah, Ruby's currently walking around with a deflated Champions League ball in her mouth. Hopefully, that's not an omen for Villa's Champions League campaign. A deflated Champions League ball. Chris Gittins is really enjoying this, Dan. Thank you, Chris Gittins. I'm glad that someone's enjoying it. Let's ask one person that's enjoying it. It might be the first and last ever watch along that we do on the channel. I thought I'd give it a go as I didn't have any real plans today. I thought I'd jump on. I was going to be watching the game anyway, obviously. So yeah, thought I'd jump on and speak to the 1874 subscribers. How long is this half time? Jeez, I think Betty MBB might have tuned in hoping to see the actual game, but instead they're having to see my face, which probably isn't great. Yeah, still no sign of the teams out for the second half. It does feel like the longest half time that there's ever been. John Hendry says, who would you sign to replace Conser if he leaves? Such a tough ask, I can't even think of anyone. Obviously, the guy they were looking at before went to Leverkusen. Tell you who I'd go for, also at Leverkusen, but I think we wouldn't be able to afford him. Quansah. That would be my ideal replacement. I think he's going to be a top defender. Jarrell Quansah. I reckon there's a chance he might end up at Liverpool. I imagine there's some kind of mechanism where they could probably go and get him back, because obviously it was them that sold him to Leverkusen. But Quansah would be my number one target. Younger than Conser, he's got some similar attributes to Conser. He'd be where I would go. Thank you, Craig Smith. Love your content. Always watch. Means a lot. Really appreciate it, Craig. Thank you very much. Right, where are we? Are we back? Got some crowd waving at the moment. I'm going to have another swig of Monster. Was good, refreshing. There's a single Villa shirt in the crowd, by the way. All Bayern. Is that a Villa shirt? No, that's a Bayern. It's just the same Adidas goalkeeper shirt that Villa had last season. Right, Bayern are back out. Villa players are starting to amble back onto the pitch as well. So let's change the branding. I keep clicking on things by mistake here, so apologies for that. Let's get it back. We'll lose that. Get the ticker back on. Top technology here on 1874. Bayern Munich 1, Aston Villa 0. Min-jae in the 37th minute with one of the easiest headers that you'll ever see. Stanisic is definitely on for Bayern at half time. Don't know whether there's been any other subs right now. I'm just waiting to see. Make myself a bit smaller so I can. Oh no, that's too small. There we go. Right. Oh, something's gone wrong. Am I still here? Still here. Something went wrong. Reloading message. Am I still here? Can people confirm that I'm still here? I don't really want to press this reload button if I don't have to. Can people let me know that they can still hear and see me, please? That would be great. That message has disappeared now, but please just let me know that you can still see and hear me, because it would be very disappointing to be talking to myself. No one is letting me know, so that's good. I think I'm hopefully okay, although no one's confirmed. Marco Bizot's got his foot on the ball right now. Adsky, thank you very much, says that I'm still here and that it's okay. Ben AVFC Tooth as well. John Diehouse, thank you everyone for letting me know. I'm still here. Don't know what that message was all about. Thank you very much, John Brian Smith. I'm trying to do a good job. That is what we're here to do. I don't think Villa have made any changes, so the Evan Gasson fans will be absolutely buzzing with that. I'll just double check on Twitter whether that is still the case, because Villa, you'd imagine, would have updated their social media channels with any subs. No, doesn't look like there's anything. Oh, Villa on the attack, but they've it's away by Bayern Munich. Just text the wife back again. Just tell her that we love her. Again, that's what we do. I'll put a loads on the end this time as well. She's a Drayton Manor today with the kids, enabling me to do this watch along. Right. 46 minutes, 13 seconds, by the way, Flange. We're here. Sync back up if you would wish to. Bizot's got the ball. Again, doing his Emi Martinez impression. Yeah, back to him again. Out to Lindelof. Villa trying to build up from the back, as you would expect. It's what they've been doing for 3.5 years under Unai Emery, and they're doing it again here. Bayern not quite as fast as in the press. as they were in the first half. Villa very much trying to get the ball into Gasson and Maggio's feet. They've done well to get it into Maggio's feet there, but he's lost the ball and Bayern have pickpocketed him, and now they've got a free kick in a fairly dangerous position. It's João Gomez, the tough tackling midfielder, that has given it away. Astro Funky says Gasson is like watching a baby giraffe run around. I have no idea what anyone saw in him. Not a good day for to be Evan Gasson in the comments. Not a good day. Hopefully none of his friends and family are watching, because it has not been kind to him in the comments. Like that Bayern Munich training tracksuit top that Vincent Kompany has got on. Neil Noble says Villa finished 10th this season. Well, if they do that, it will be the lowest they've ever finished by quite a distance under Unai Emery. My feeling is that Villa could finish anywhere between 2nd and 8th, I would think, would be my early thoughts. But it's very hard to judge until all the transfer business is done. Anthony Summers, is that you, Tony? Afternoon, Dan. Thoughts on Gomez? Looks like he's going to fit in quite nicely, and looks like he still has more levels to go from a fitness perspective. I'm just a little bit worried about the mix of him and Kamara. Like, if Kamara can be a bit more progressive on the ball and show his true skill set, which I believe he has, I'll be less worried, because Gomez obviously is a more physical midfielder, gets around the pitch better than Yuri Tillemans, tough tackler. Like, he'll change what we do in that regard. But I'm a bit worried about creativity right now. Like, if this game, that's lovely from Kamara, lovely flick. If this game's anything to go by so far, like, Buendia is probably the most creative player on the pitch, and he's not really been in the game. I'm just worried we've lost goals and assists in Rodgers. I think one really underrated thing from Rodgers that I don't think people talk about enough is that he's actually very good at playing through balls into the penalty area to Watkins or whoever to run onto. Like, I think Morgan Rodgers is a very, very, very creative player. Bloody Zoom. Honestly, why does it do it? Let's get it back. There we go. Honestly. Technology. Now I'm a bit too low, aren't I? I've got to keep my hand down there. That's my bad. Got to keep my hand down. There we are. We're back. Apologies for that. Trim them nasals. Yeah. As you get older, ears and nose. Dangerous business. Probably need them cut more than them a haircut at the moment. Right. What have we got here? Where are we? Been put off. Bayern have got a free kick. Oof. Craig Smith, 5th in a Champions League semi-final. I think it's definitely too early to be making those sort of predictions, but I definitely like your thinking there, Craig. What's that, Tony? The Tony that I know? Let me know in the comments, Tony. If you are the Tony that I know. I've got an uncle Tony as well, who I sometimes mistake Tony for when he rings me and when I don't pick up. Yeah, flange 3rd or 4th again. Snap your hand off of that right now. I really, really would. Bayern progressed through Villa's midfield and are on a pretty dangerous attack. Well done, Matty Cash. Good block, and then it falls to Kamara. No, it wasn't Kamara. Who was that? They've given the ball away. Everyone's Hemmings giving the ball away. Oh, God. Yeah, the squad doesn't look right, does it? I know there's 3 to come back in here, and McGinn's obviously not playing Manzambi, but it just feels like a world away from where we've been over the last few years right now, doesn't it? The squad and the quality maybe of it, but we know Emery's capable of getting the best. We needed some form of refresh, didn't we? 26CY asking me whether I'm going to Austria. Yes, I am going to Austria. Very much looking forward to it. Hello, JD Villa in Melbourne. No idea what the time is there. Is it about 12 hours difference? Can't be 2 in the morning. You can't be up to watch this JD Villa and friendly at 2 in the morning. It just can't be done. Elias is going to bed. Good night, everyone. Maybe they're abroad as well. I don't think they'd be going to sleep at 2:15 in the afternoon. It is Tony. Tony, Tony is the manager of Poms in Sutton Coldfield that opened on Wednesday, I believe. He invited me down to the opening on Wednesday morning. I went down and had a lovely breakfast at Poms in Sutton Coldfield. There's a Poms in Lichfield as well. So definitely, if you're Sutton based or not far from Sutton, you should go and see Tony in Poms. Discount code TVV20 gets you 20p. It doesn't really. I've made that up, but say my name and Tony might look after you. I'd be interested to see, just by me recommending somewhere to go to eat, if anyone actually goes off the back of, why aren't you working, Tony? Your restaurant's just opened. You should be working. You better not be stood blocked behind the bar watching this on your phone. So it is the Tony that I know. Wasn't Uncle Tony. I'll be very surprised to see Uncle Tony's tune into the stream. occasionally get a text when he just happens to have the radio on and hears me on there. But yeah, anyway, no one needs to hear about these things, but it does tell you that there's not much happening in the game at the moment. That's a nice little pass from Kamara, I think it was, and it's a foul, referee. Gomez is can't believe that fact that wasn't given. Oh dear, we give the ball away again. Snuffed it out again though. We do seem to be getting away with it a little bit, Buendia, with some tricky feet there. Majo, I was about to say, you can just play it into him and he'll hold it up, but he promptly got dispossessed as I was about to say that. And Bayern kicked the ball out for a throw in, trying to make a progressive pass down the left hand side to the left back. Yeah. So pretty much picking up where we left off in the second half, in the first half. It's very bitty. Very little quality. John Bryan Smith's asking me where in Sutton, and I don't know how to begin to describe where it is. Not far from, it's not House of Fraser anymore, but just around that area. What a Marco Bizot. Easy collection for him. So yeah, it's there. Tony will let you know in the comments exactly where it is, because he'll know better than me. It's the first time I've been to Christchurch Shopping Centre for a long time. I'm from Sutton, but I don't really go there anymore. And yeah. Nice to see something opening there, to be honest, because it's been a bit of a ghost town over the years. But they're my thoughts on Sutton Coldfield Christchurch Shopping Centre. Anyway, Bayern spread it wide, but it's gone out for a throw-in. The linesman's flag is up. Global Pilot asking me how Buendia's looking. Not really been involved in the game, in all honesty. Probably out of all the front players, he's probably the one I've noticed the least so far in this game. Not saying he's been bad or anything like that, but he's just not really involved. He's played as a central 10 all the way through pre-season. Today he's operating from the left, and Gasson's playing as that central 10. Playing out from the back is not pretty, not the usual standard. Gomez is getting swarmed every time we do it, and he doesn't look massively comfortable with it so far. Bayern recycle it back and are now passing between themselves. It's back at Manuel Neuer's feet. Villa reluctant to press. Majo and Gasson, very much the two furthest forward players for Villa, but they both stood there checking what they're doing rather than trying to press. Now Boober's come up and pressed a little bit high, trying to assert himself into the game, but it's back with Neuer. He's played a diagonal that's gone out for a throw-in. I'm going to have another swig of drink. Quick phone check as well. Nothing going on there. No return. I love you from the wife. That's nice. Just a kind of basic heart sent back. So no confirmation that she does in fact love me too. Lindelof on the ball here. Pressed high again. Bayern have been incredibly good at pressing us high. And in fairness to them as well, when we've got the ball in our own half, they're pressing. But then as soon as we enter their half, they're just sitting back in shape, and we're struggling to break them down, in all honesty. But we could be on the attack here, but Kamara's been tackled and it's gone back to Manuel. There's a little chance there if Kamara's managed to get away from the one man. Don't look like you're injured, please, Kamara. He's not. Calm down. We'd have been 4-on-4, and then we'd have known where we were. Tony Summers says we are at the old Roma Cafe, not far from House of Fraser, and at the back of H&M at the Christchurch Shopping Centre. So go and see Tony at Pom's in Sutton Coldfield. I had a scrambled egg on sourdough toast the other day and 2 vegetarian sausages, and I enjoyed it very much. Majo, Buendia's just touched the ball. Majo, that was nice. Nice little pass from Majo there, and now João Gomes is driving towards the penalty area. A few little digs at him from the Bayern players, and the referee has given a free kick on this occasion, and Villa have a free kick on the right-hand side of Bayern's penalty area. Sorry, on the left-hand side, Villa's left-hand side, on the edge of the penalty box there. Who is going to take this? This is a chance for Villa to maybe get a shot away. So they had a few little digs at João Gomes there, and eventually the referee gave the free kick. I'm not sure how central it is, whether it's from a shooting position, but I think it could be. Although Villa have brought all the big boys forward. No, it's too far out for a shot. Emi Buendia is he's going to take this one. He swung it in. Of course, Bayern scored from a set piece. Oh, my God. Into a great area from Emi Buendia. As good a delivery as the Bayern Munich goal, in fairness, but their centre-back got on the end of it and glanced it home. Who do you think it was that was on it from a Villa perspective on this attack? It was Gasson, and I could be being harsh. I think he could have got on the end of that. took a weird swipe at it, but it was a great delivery from Emi Buendia. I really think Gasson should have got something on that, thrown himself at it a little bit more. Best chance we've had. Really is the best chance we've had, that one. He is frustrating. He is very, very frustrating. Keith saying monster sponsor on the way. Let's hope so. I mean, we're good for sponsors here on 1874 at the moment, but I was thinking the other day that it'd be nice to get some, like, and I'd obviously do a discounted rate for this, some like local businesses sponsoring something. It'd be good to try and help like people in the area. So if you have got a local business and you'd be interested in doing some form of sponsorship, I'd be up for doing that at a reduced rate, because I think that kind of thing's important. I mean, just giving Poms a unbelievable free bit of advertising there, haven't I? So yeah, should we get rid of Potter? There's a guy trying to be funny saying Villa going down. He's something to do. Seems to be like a Graham Potter fan page, so we'll just block that person. See you later. So shouldn't be any more from Potter out. Let's just double check and block again. Hopefully I don't block anyone out from Is that gone? Don't know. I've tried to get rid of Potter anyway, so hopefully that will do it. Looks like there's some subs on the way. Looks like Tammy Abraham might be coming off a Villa, but the ball hasn't gone out yet. I think Diaz might be coming on for Bayern as well, which he's a good player, so that's going to be interesting. Probably help get Cash ready if he's playing from the left-hand side for taking on Kvaratskhelia on Wednesday. One of the best players I've ever seen live in my life. No worries, B Bobo. Happy to stream. Bayern on the attack. This Cardozo has actually impressed me. He's got a bit of he's right-footed, but he's got a bit of the Arda Gulers about him, to be honest, down the left-hand side. And apparently he's had a good pre-season as well. Mark Dempsey says this is good prep for PSG. Much faster. We need this. I'm scared. I'm scared of that on Wednesday. I'm not going to lie. It's you make of it what you will of how much you read into the Super Cup, how important it is. That Maggio's race is run. We're going to see Tammy Abraham, who is available for transfer for the first time this pre-season. It'd be interesting to see where he's at, because obviously he's not played yet in pre-season. There are some other players coming on as well. Lamar Bogard is coming on for Kamara. Let's get him off. Hopefully, has he played enough minutes now to be able to play on Wednesday? I'm not sure. God, another idiot in the bloody stream. Oh, people need to get alive, don't they? It's pretty sad logging into a Villa stream of a friendly match to just be an idiot. So yeah, Bogard and Tammy on, Kamara and Maggio are off. I like that manager coaching training kit, the claret one. It's nice. Tammy, no, he's not. Right. Blobman says, was the sponsor photoshopped onto the third shirt since the pictures were taken before the World Cup? That is my belief of the situation. Yeah, obviously Cash had hair, so it was definitely done before then. Good defending there from Villa down the left-hand side. And Tammy Abraham has now drifted out to the left-hand side, puts it in towards Maatsen, who checks it back, but it's been intercepted by Bayern, and now that's gone out for a goal kick. Sasha Bowie, I've seen a few Villa fans say that we should look to size. Is my stream like really far behind everyone else's or something? Like, I don't. Oh yeah, it is. Not sure what's happened there. I've sped it up. I'm back in time now. 63:32. How did that end up happening? Xiao Paulini is on. Apparently, sorry for that. I didn't realise I was a couple of minutes behind there. We're back where we need to be now, so don't worry about that. Bayern Munich have got a free kick. What happened there? That's really weird. I'm not behind anymore, Dan Lane. Not sure how that happened, because I wasn't behind at all in the first half, but I'm back in now. 64 minutes has just gone on the clock. I'm here. Don't worry. Luis Diaz is on. Nice ball into penalty area, but Lindelof's defended the front post well. Stanisic looks like he's playing left back for Bayern. Is that Diaz in the blonde hair? Larry blonde hair? I think it is. Here's Bishkov, left foot ping out wide to the right-hand side for Bayern Munich. Maatsen forced to come across and defend. Let me know if I'm up to speed now. I should be. 64 minutes, 27 seconds. Yeah, Bayern recycle back to the centre-backs, and they're now playing it amongst themselves. Am I all right now, Dan Lane? Please let me know. Luis Diaz has got the ball, but Cash is touch tight to him. Yeah, nice defending from Matty Cash. And then Gasson kind of saunters toward the Bayern Munich defence, not really pressing at all. It's been quite a languid performance again from Gasson. If you want to prove yourself or you need to move elsewhere, I just think that you'd play with a little bit more purpose. So I would think Luis Diaz has got the ball now, the left-hand side of the penalty area, running at Cash, turned him inside out in fairness, but a good recovery from, great save, Marco Bizot with his feet, and again with his feet, and then Maatsen just about gets it away. Villa get away with one there, two brilliant saves in quick succession from Marco Bizot with his feet. Very David De Gea-esque. Bit of goalkeeping there from Marco Bizot, I would say. Dear me, that should have been 2-0, in fairness. Got a founders update there from Daniel Rollinson on the text. Was just reading that. Oh my word. Dear me. Right. Yeah, TNC YouTube just said to me that keeps saying recycled instead of passing it back. Yeah, I don't know why I've done that so much today. Something wrong with this string. It's almost like it managing to put itself behind, but I'm not sure how it's managing to do that. Oh, the dog group is alerted to some noise outside. Great side, two great saves from Marco Bizot there. It's great to know that if ever Emmy's not there for whatever reason, that you can rely on your second goalkeeper. Luca Lynch looks like he's about to come on for Villa, and now there's a break in play because Bogart's been fouled, so you'd imagine he'd be coming on pretty quickly, and you'd imagine it would probably be for João Gomez, maybe Hemmings, maybe Gasson. Who knows? Let's see. Bayern making a change. Is that Bayern making a change? It's Villa making a change. Tyrone Mings is coming on for Pau Torres, and it is Gasson who departs for Luca Lynch. So I'm not sure what it is we're going to talk about, to be honest, in this game, because he's been the main topic of conversation throughout the whole stream. Tyrone Mings is putting something on, which I assume is the captain's armband. Is it the captain's armband? He got it? Yeah, Matty Cash has handed over the captain's armband to King Tyrone Mings. And it's now Lindelof and Mings as the centre-back pairing for Villa. That's loose again from Lindelof. And the referee's given a pretty weak free kick, I would say, there, João Gomez. Fouled. Interested to see Luca Lynch. Obviously, he looked good in pre-season so far, like the size of the guy. Maybe a player that he's done so well in pre-season that if he doesn't have a future with Villa this season, he's probably got himself up a few levels in terms of a loan that he could get, because scouts will be watching what players at this level do and whether there's anyone that can be had at high levels of the EFL. So looking like it could be an interesting season for Luca Lynch one way or the other. Maatsen's got himself in a bit of a mess, and he's been pickpocketed by Bayern Munich. Forgive me, I don't know who the number 11 is. Oh, it's Brown, Nathaniel Brown, who now looks like he's playing on the right-hand side. That's very confusing. That's confused me because he was playing left-back earlier on in the game. He's now just won a free kick in a dangerous position for Bayern Munich, putting across similar kind of area from which Villa conceded the goal in the first half. Joshua Kimmich there is being shown on the screen. He's not involved today. He's I'm glad, so I don't want him to play because he's a good player. How long left? Asks Tom Jones. We're 68 minutes and 30 seconds on the dot in Tom. So still a sizable amount of time for Villa to get back in the game. Although if we're being perfectly honest, it hasn't looked likely at any point. And this free kick is eerily similar to where Bayern Munich scored from. And it is Biscoff again, who's going to take the free kick. Some big boys in that box, one of them being João Paulinho now, who is in the fray for Bayern Munich against the team that he could well join in the next week. It's another great delivery, and I'll tell you what, that is a great save from Marco Bizot. He tried to catch Bizot out, had a shot that went towards the near post. Bizot touched tight to the woodwork there. He's had to get down and make the save. That's a really good save again from Marco Bizot, who's having a good 5-minute spell. Made a couple of saves. Maatsen's been pickpocketed on the touchline here, and that's a shot from Nathaniel Brown, but it's blocked by Tyrone Mings. Every now and again, I do jump into doing a little bit of commentary here instead of just rumbling on talking about whatever. I have delved in and out of an actual bit of commentary, although you don't hear many commentators with an accent like this. Corner to Bayern Munich. And of course, I'm pronouncing a name wrong. Bischoff. It's pronounced like Eric Bischoff. I prefer Biscoff. I like a Biscoff. I haven't had one for a while because I'm on a diet. But yeah, I'm going to keep saying Biscoff because I like saying it. It sounds nice. Bayern corner, and it's a Bischoff who's gonna take it. I swear you've spelt it the same twice there, Tom Jones, trying to catch me out. Not the Tom Jones, I'm sure, as well. He's got a great delivery on him. It's towards the near post. It's Stanisic with the header. It's blocked by Villa, but it's still Luis Diaz has managed to work a shot. It's off the line by Tammy Abraham. Great work from the former Chelsea man on the line there. Brilliant bit of defending from Tammy Abraham. That stopped it from being 2-0. Biscoff's put another ball into the box, but this time no one's read it, and it goes out for a goal kick. Brilliant play from Tammy Abraham there, defending, putting himself in the right place, not the penalty area you expect him to be operating in, but he's shown himself to be pretty savvy there at taking up the right position from a defensive perspective. Luis Diaz beat Bizot all ends up. It was a bit of a P roller, but it did have some speed on it, heading towards the Bizot's far post, and it's been saved. Tell you what, saving the free kick was good as well. Might have been hitting the post, perhaps, but it's a good save from Bizot. He wasn't to know that. Villa now playing out from the back yet again, but they don't have Pau Torres to do it now. It's now Tyrone Mings' job to be the more progressive centre half, and he did it to quite a high standard there. I will say, we've lost the ball though. Cash has lost it. Good defending from Bogard, doing his best Boubacar Kamara impression there, getting himself in the right place to sweep up. Interesting to see what happens with him this summer. Will he be an Aston Villa player when the transfer window slams shut? Don't know. If Villa can get the right fee for him, with him being homegrown, they may look to do it and then spend that money, redistribute it elsewhere. But I've written on my roundtable page recently about the squad registration rules and the kind of troubles it throws up for Villa. So go and check that out on the Aston Villa roundtable page. I am doing some writing every day for them on Villa. So yeah, check that out. The link is in the description, I believe. Bayern Munich corner, in it comes Marco Bizot, punches it away. Sacha Boey has now got the ball down the right-hand side, been pressed by Luca Lynch, so he's decided to go all the way back to Manuel Neuer, who, I say all the way back, he's actually on the halfway line, and he's just spread out an unbelievable pass to Luis Diaz. Better than any pass any Villa player has made all day, and it's come from the Bayern Munich goalkeeper, who is just a joke, Manuel Neuer. Paulini is on the board. I'll be doing a little bit of scouting on him now, seeing I've seen him play loads for Spurs and Fulham and a little bit for Bayern as well, although he never really played too much for Bayern. Bergard's just been nutmegged by Nathaniel Brown, I think it is, and now Stanisic has spread it out wide to Luis Diaz, who Cash must be sick. Probably, in all fairness, since Luis Diaz has come on, he's caused Cash more problems than anyone else that was down that side previously to him. He's a really good player, isn't he? Luis Diaz has been a brilliant signing from Liverpool for Bayern Munich. Bayern seem to be taking things up a little bit of a gear now. You know, in all fairness, they're looking for that killer second goal. Forgive me because I don't know this. If they win this game, they won the Audi Cup. I assume they have. Is it just one-off game? Luis Diaz gets the shot and he scored. Odd goal. Odd goalkeeping from Bizot, in all honesty, because it looked pretty central. But he's curled one home. He's gone down the middle of the goal, though. Kind of edge of the penalty area, curled it past the defender. Quite central, I would say. It's hit the bar, the underside of the bar, and gone in. So it's 2-0 to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, heavy crowd here, waving the flags and celebrating. But it's 2-0. You'd imagine that's game over from a result perspective. Don't know how much we can take away or learn from this, but it's not been brilliant from Villa, and they now find themselves 2-0 down. Luis Diaz in the 74th minute, I think it is. So I will update the score thing there at the bottom of the screen. 2-0 Bayern. Minjay 37. Diaz, forgotten what minute it was. 74, I think I said. Well, I mean, it's actually got a lot of power on it, the shot. It just looked odd. He's taken, I drove towards Mike Cash. He's actually in the penalty area. Bizot's not too far off his line, in all honesty, but he's looped over him and gone in off the underside of it. It's a good strike, in fairness to Luis Diaz. It just looked a bit odd. I think if you're the goalkeeper, you might be a little bit disappointed with it. But 2-0. Yeah, you'd imagine that's it. Corner again to Bayern. Just don't get battered now. This is what I'm worried about on Wednesday, that we could go 1-0 down, 2-0 down, and you suddenly get routed. Like, I don't want that to happen. Um, that's a bit extreme. Scott Taggart says, our worst squad since promotion, a lot of work to do in the next few weeks. There's players to come back in. That's all I'll say. The Villa that's here now won't be the Villa that ends the transfer window either. But I just think the transfer window should shut before the season starts. And I don't think the Super Cup should be scheduled where it is either. Yeah, Sean O'Connor says, bring on Gasson. Well, as soon as he goes off, we've conceded a goal. So that tells you everything that you need to know. Corner comes in from Bayern, is dealt with by an Aston Villa player, and he's gone out for a Bayern Munich throw-in. 2-0. Kim Min-jae in the 37th minute and Luis Diaz in the 74th. JP UTV says, just got nothing going forward, have we? In all fairness, we've not really looked like scoring at any juncture of this game. Gasson should have got shot away in the first half. Maggio had a couple of bright moments driving into the box, but that literally has been in the second half. I don't think we've been near the Bayern Munich goal. So, work to do. I don't know how much Unai Emery will take away from this, but there's definitely work to do here. Nathaniel Brown's coming off for, I don't know, a few subs for Bayern actually being made now, but it's academic because the game is done. Villa aren't going to get back from here. 76 minutes in now. FC Bayern Munich 2, Aston Villa 0. Pavic and Asoma coming on. Got a Fatah and Nathaniel Brown. Got to be honest, I don't know much about either of those players. Pavic and Asoma, 32 and 48, coming on for Bayern Munich. Carl Barker says the Super Cup is essentially a glorified friendly. We won't be able to play the likes of Watkins, Contra, and Martinez. Martinez will play. I'm pretty sure Martinez will play. Watkins might have to because, ironically, he might be the fittest of the two strikers, him and Tammy. Tammy's come on in this game on about the hour mark, but feasibly Watkins should be fitter than Tammy, so you'd imagine Watkins could start. I don't think Conser will. Obviously, he played more in the World Cup than Watkins did as well. You'd imagine after a summer of just being sat on the bench for England and, you know, being there and not being able to get on the pitch from an Ollie perspective, you imagine he'd be chomping at the bit to play some games. And I think we'll have to play Ollie Watkins against PSG on Wednesday. He shouldn't be too down in terms of sharpness, should he? Because he was training every day in the World Cup. Just obviously he wasn't playing any competitive football because Thomas Tuchel rarely decided to bring him on. Oh, lovely footwork from Sasha Bowie there, dancing through the Villa midfield. Luca Lynch on the ball now. See what he can do. Lovely footwork from Luca Lynch, and he's tugged back, and that'll be a yellow card, but absolute feet-a-bigs from Luca Lynch there. Bowie who gets the yellow card. 38,176 is the attendance at this game. Stadium, 10 out of 10. Pitch, 2 out of 10. Absolutely awful. Luca Lynch there showing some sensational work, just gliding through the Bayern Munich midfield. Had to be tugged back. They couldn't deal with him. And Bowie's pulled him back and got a yellow card there. Probably the highlight of the second half for Villa, in all honesty. Such Bowie, look, he's gone down. Matty Cash is off. You'd imagine that would be for Nedeljkovic. Haven't seen the images yet. It is Nedeljkovic who's coming on. Doesn't look like he's had a haircut for a long time. I like to Brenda's off as well. Not really been involved in the game. Looks annoyed. Not been in the game at all, really. Not really through much fault of his own. It's not been a great performance from Villa, in all honesty. Who is it that's on? Maatsen, Cash, and Hemmings up. Oh no, Hemmings seems to still be on the pitch. Maatsen and Cash are definitely off. I don't know though. There's a lot of subs going on here. It's very hard to keep track of what's happening. The fourth official's made a mess of the board as well. So I don't know. Basically, I don't know what's going on. And Tristan Rose coming on. Burrows is coming on as well. Sasha Bowie's down injured. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Buendia's off for Burrows by the looks of things. Rowe will be on for Maatsen. Nedeljkovic for Cash. I think that might be it, but I don't know. Unknown Anglo says, how was Maggio? I've not been able to watch. Probably our best player in the first half. A couple of flashes of his power and his pace and his strength, but even that, I'm probably saying he was at a 5 or a 6 out of 10 in that first half, and I'm probably saying he was maybe even being Villa's best player through the game. Hasn't been much to write home about for Villa, in all honesty. Not any standout players, really. Where's Alisson? Is he injured again? He's not on the pitch. I don't know whether he was on the bench or not. Is he injured again? Wouldn't be a surprise, would it? Looking forward to seeing 10 minutes of Nedeljkovic here. Sasha Bowie's gone off, got booked, gone off. For someone who's just got that haircut that all young people seem to have nowadays, the long on top and the little tapered fade there. Not a haircut I think I'd be able to pull off, so I haven't tried it. It's called Delarove, who's come on. All the kids have that haircut, don't they? How old am I, by the way? I know how old I am, I'm 40, but yeah, what am I talking about here? Right, Lindelof, progressive pass into. Is Hemmings still on? Is that Hemmings? I think Hemmings is still on. I think the graphics team on AVTV made a mistake. They're nice split from Luca Lynch. It hasn't come off, but the right idea. Hemmings, if it is Hemmings, which I think it is, the stream quality is not brilliant. He's now playing down the left 10 position rather than the right 10, which didn't really work. Not something I think we'll do again. Not sure we'll see Gasson in a Villa shirt again after his performance either, because he must just do Emery's fruiting, in all honesty. RA Ventures asking me about the constant ads. Got absolutely no idea. I've not scheduled anything, so I've got no idea why the ads would be coming up. I probably should have looked at that, but I thought I turned it off the other day. Tammy nearly in, but the pass is a little bit overhit. Have you been inundated with ads through this? Let me know in the chat. There's been the odd complaint here and there, but I've had it up on my phone and I haven't had any, and I'm not YouTube Premium, so I would get them as well. Here, Villa suddenly brightened up here. Hemmings is driving towards the penalty area. He's laid it off. That's a foul, isn't it? João Gomez has got the shot away. It's landed for Luca Lynch. He's managed to get it back for Hemmings, but yeah, they've been snuffed out. Weak claim of a back pass from Tammy. I know he's not. He's having to go at someone instead. Villa could have done more with that attack there, in fairness. A bit like the Gasson one in the first half, where just no one's got a shot away. Maybe a bit of better decision making, and you'd have got a shot away. And Neuer hasn't made a save in the whole game. In all fairness, has a who's that? Is that Tristan Rowe? Is he playing right hand side? Oh no, it's Burrows. Good work from Burrows there, working it back to Lindelof. Emery loves his pace, according to Mr. Tanswell. Brummygaz says there's occasionally been adverts. I think occasionally is okay, but I didn't schedule any, so yeah, not sure. In all honesty, about that. Our Adventure says they've had 4 or 5 since half time, which definitely shouldn't be happening. But Tammy Abraham is driving towards the goal now. Bad decision. Try to play a cross through a Bayern Munich defender, which is never going to work. And yeah, he's now got the ball out wide, but not really going anywhere. Nice play from Bogard to work it back to Nedeljkovic. Nedeljkovic plays it across to Tyrone Mings, who's very high right now. And now it's out wide to Tristan Rowe. Back to Mings. Villa showed a glimpse there that they might be able to make something happen, but Bayern have been pretty comfortable. Let's be honest with ourselves here. But Villa on the attack. Bogard just about inadvertently gets it out wide to Burrows, who plays a nice ball through, and that's a great goal. Who was that? Is that João Gomez on the score sheet? It is João Gomez on the score sheet. 25-yarder from him. Game on. 2-1. I said we didn't look like we were going to trouble the score sheet. And there is some Villa fans in the crowd. Not many of them, but they're celebrating. And we're at 2-1 now. Better update the old graphic. Wasn't expecting to be updating the ticker again. Not with a Villa goal anyway. So that's great news. How am I going to do this? Because I've already done the. Not sure what to do here. Let's just do it that way. Gomez, what minute are we in? I've got absolutely no idea. So we'll just take a punt at 83 for now. Fantastic stuff. It's a great goal. Great hit from João Gomez. The ball found its way to him inadvertently, but he's smashed it in with the inside of his foot there. A bit of a stab towards goal. Bit of an odd technique, actually. Yeah. Oh, it's a bit of a scooper. Bit of an odd technique, but he's managed a bit of a toe poke. Managed to get some power behind it. And now Villa are progressing again with Bradley Burrows has found himself in the penalty area. It's a header. Oh, what a save. Tammy Abraham should have scored. Should have scored. My word, should be 2-2. What's happened? Someone's put 50p in Villa all of a sudden. Burrows with the clip cross. And that should have been a goal. Oh, Tammy. It's a great save from Neuer, in fairness. But it's a little bit too... It's a good save. It's a good save, but he probably should score. Any kind of a little bit more power behind that, and it goes in from Tammy. He's very close in the 6-yard box. It's a great clipped cross from Bradley Burrows. And as I say, someone suddenly put 50p in Villa. Villa have come alive and felt like they can get something in this Audi Cup game. back with Bizot at the moment, who's played that dangerous pass into Bergard that we've tried so many times with whoever's been playing central midfield, and Bergard's forced to go back to Bizot. Bloody hell, he's literally in the blink of an eye. It could have been 2-2. What's happened here? Come on. Right. Might be some stoppage time as well with all the subs. So suddenly Villa have put themselves back into contention in this game. I need to have a drink. I'm so excited. I've spilt some of it. I'm so excited. Burrows has been bright since he's come on. He seems to be playing wide right, quite high and wide. Luca Lynch has dropped into the 10 position. I think it's Hemmings in the left 10. Gomez, one of the few players along with Lindelof and Bizot that's been on the pitch the whole way through the game, and Hemmings. But Tebow's on the move. What are you doing, mate? Don't know what I'm talking to him because he's blind and deaf and he can't hear me. Good little boy. He's got up. And the bad news is if he needs the toilet, he can't get down the step without me putting him down there. So we don't want any accidents. And now Ruby's come over and licked my hand at the same time. Little dog update for you, Ross. There's not much going on. Although Villa, that Lindelof, great ball to Luca Lynch, who shows good footwork to manoeuvre himself away from the Bayern Munich number 2. He's now advanced down the left-hand side. He's found himself high and wide on the left. Still got the ball here, Luca Lynch. It's made its way back to... Is Lindelof in an odd position? Because at the moment, Ming seems to be right centre-back and Lindelof left. So there's obviously been some quick manoeuvring from Villa in transition, and they've not put themselves back in the proper position yet. João Gomez wriggles away from Paulinho. There's a nice ball out wide if Burrows can get to this, and he can. Burrows is causing Bayern Munich a few problems here. Nice ball to Lamar Bergard. Back to Burrows. Nedeljkovic with the cross. Right idea. Not the best execution. Can Rowe keep it in? No, he can't. But much better from Villa in the last 5 minutes or so. Probably the only sustained period we've had in this entire game. But should be 2-2 because Tammy Abraham should have scored. Great cross from Bradley Burrows, who's impressed me so far. He's got a chance of being in the 20-man squad at the start of the season if Villa's transfer activity doesn't advance. Burrows, Hemmings, Luca Lynch, they've all got... I mean, they'll be on the bench on Wednesday in the Super Cup, won't they? But yeah, Burrows has really impressed me so far. Probably the most he's impressed me so far in this pre-season. I think he's been quite quiet when he has played. That's nice from João Gomez. Oh, Villa played some scintillating football, and Tammy's emerged into the penalty area, but he's overrun it. And Luca Lynch has picked it up. Could have possibly gone down. Probably would have been a bit of a blatant dive. Villa, as I said, someone put 50p in Villa. As someone advanced it to £1 here because Luca Lynch footwork is supreme here. Kevlar says there the kid's giving it the energy. Villa are suddenly playing with a little bit of energy, a little bit of proactiveness, and lo and behold, stuff's starting to happen. Lynch, Burrows, both looking absolutely superb in this game against high-level opposition. Obviously, Bayern have made a lot of changes as the game's gone on as well. Luca Lynch has got a red tattoo that says Valerie on his neck, by the looks of things. And this is a set piece now where Villa is in a dangerous position. Villa are going to be able to put it into the danger area here. It's João Gomez standing over it, who's going to take it. He's got Tristan Rowe standing right next to him, although you'd imagine João Gomez is going to swing this one into the box. 88 minutes in, Villa are alive and kicking in this game. It's a good delivery. Neuer comes out and maybe misjudged it ever so slightly, but there was no challenge on him. He's managed to pour it out for a corner. And Villa are in the ascendancy here, very much so, in the Audi Cup. We did well, Neuer, in the end to claw it away, because if he'd have misjudged that, it probably would have gone on target and maybe found its way into the net. Corner, can't see who's taking it because the stream quality is SD at best. How's my stream going behind? I don't understand what's happening. It's João Gomez to take the corner. I've just checked my stream is live, so I'm not sure what's going on. Good corner. Are you watching on AVTV, Dan Lane? If you're not, that might be the problem here. If you're watching it via other mediums, I'm on AVTV. I've paid my $6.99. It's a great ball. No, Bergard's done very well to recover it. Ooh. Burrows again, he's won the corner. What I'd say with Burrows here, he's made a lot out of very little in this game. He's a little, for those of you that are my age, had to chase a few balls that Julian Joachim would have had to have chased into the channel back in the day. A few lost causes, but he's made it work. And Villa have a corner. with the left-footed Luca Lynch. It's on the right-hand side. The left-footed Luca Lynch is going to swing this in. The ball is never, ever in the quadrant there, but the linesman doesn't seem to be bothered by that at all. In it comes, headed away by one of the Bayern big boys there. Not sure. Is it João Palhinha? Could have been João Palhinha. It's come back in. Stanisic has headed it away, but it's found its way to Gomez. He's had another shot from range. Keeper was a little bit worried there, kind of running towards his far post, but it did look like it was always going wide. But Villa in the last 10 minutes have done more in the game than they've done for the rest of it. They've been very good. And I will say, yeah, it's always going wide. I will say the youngsters have been impressive that have come on. Only 4 minutes of stoppage time, as is the way in a Villa game. Villa have got something to chase. Stick up the 4, even though there's been about 1,000 substitutions in this game. Of course, only the 4 minutes goes up. So Villa have 4 minutes to try and resolve this situation in the Audi Cup, where they found themselves losing 2-1. They were 2-0 down. Luis Diaz scoring the second goal in the 74th minute for Bayern Munich. In the 83rd minute, from nowhere, Villa came alive and João Gomez scored. And since then, it's been all Villa. And here comes Tristan Rowe down the left-hand side after a smart layoff from Tammy Abraham. And he's beat his man, progressing down the left-hand side, put the cross in left-footed. Oh, unorthodox defending from Bayern, but it's worked. Villa, 3 minutes left here, are trying to make stuff happen. Emery looks a lot happier than he did earlier on in the game. Just point out his gym work in the summer, yet again in his tight black Adidas t-shirt. Fair play. Unai Emery, here's to you. I'll tell you what, we've been all right here. Last 10, 15 minutes. Company now is the manager that looks more frustrated on the sideline. And also has an absolutely outrageously nice Bayern Munich tracksuit that he has on. Neuer slowing the game down with his goal kick here now, taking his time, head to toe in Adidas, literally, because his gloves and boots are Adidas as well. About to clear the ball high up the pitch from his goal kick on the left-hand side of his 6-yard box, and there it is. It's gone up. Who's going to win this? It's gone toward Lamar Burgard, who has won it, but he's gone straight to a Bayern Munich player. You'd imagine Bayern are going to try and just keep hold of the ball now for the final 2 and a bit minutes. Luca Lynch, though, has got other ideas. That's not a foul, referee. The ref's giving it, so it is a foul, but it didn't look like a foul to me. I turn now on the ball back to Neuer. Andrew's carrot says, glad to hear the kids doing well. The kids who've not been on the pitch that long have been Villa's best players in this game. Burrows has been on the pitch about 15 minutes. And I think I'd go as far as to say he's been Villa's best player. João Palhinha has had an effort from range, but it's held by Bizot. It was on target, but pretty straightforward, pretty routine for Marco Bizot. 1.5 minutes left of a shockingly low stoppage time that was given by the fourth official here. Decent effort from João Palhinha, but he was never going to get beaten from there. Marco Bizot. And Villa now have the ball out wide. Burrows has chested it back from Nedeljkovic. Lovely work again. He's tried to get round Stanisic, who in fairness is twice the size of him. He's won it back again, Burrows. Great endeavour from the boy. Him and Hemmings, the two that Emery has said are not for sale this transfer window, whereas everyone else, the likes of Brogio, Jimo Aloba, they're all available. But Burrows and Hemmings are not. Bizot's made a complete hash of that. Found himself in, dear me. It's corner to Bayern Munich now. Poor from Marco Bizot. 1 minute left. You'd imagine they're going to take their time taking this. And, oh dear, Bizot, that was... Every now and again, a footballer will do something that you know yourself you would definitely do if you were on the pitch. And that's what Marco Bizot has just done there. Will the corner ever get taken? By the time it does get taken, we'll probably be at the 94th minute. And then the whistle will go. Oh, God, they're taking their time here. Literally what I've just said is going to happen. I think 93-40 now. There's going to be they're going to take this corner. How long, ref? Jeez. I know it's only a friendly and I shouldn't care this much, but Jesus. How long has it taken to take that corner? 93 minutes and 55 seconds now. It's another corner. That's going to be game over. Villa have played with this purpose and intensity the whole way through the game. They might have got something here, because in the last 10, 15 minutes, they've been absolutely superb, Aston Villa. Particularly Bradley Burrows, who's been excellent. Yeah. Could have got something from this. Ibrahimovic and someone else over the ball for the corner here. Don't know if he's any relation to that Ibrahimovic. I'd imagine I would have heard about it if he was. Is that the whistle? No, the referee's shaping up like he's going to blow his whistle, but he's letting Bayern Munich continue this attack with João Gomez as, I think it's João Gomez anymore. Is that Burrows? If it is Burrows, he's bloody everywhere. I think he's too big to be Burrows. And that's it. Bayern Munich 2, Aston Villa 1. Villa decided to enter the game when they went 2-0 down and made a real go of it and should have got to 2-2. Brilliant save from Manuel Neuer from a Tammy Abraham header. Bayern Munich can beat Villa in friendlies, but they can't beat Villa in 1982 or in 2024 when it matters. There's Aaron Danks, former Aston Villa coach. Yeah, it's a friendly, so I guess I'm not going to be too upset about it. 2-1. Could have been worse at moments. There was moments where it felt like it could go to 3 or 4, but it didn't. Villa impressed themselves onto the game. João Gomez was actually really good when Kamara went off oddly. Started to kind of take a bit more responsibility on the ball and get around the pitch a bit more. Villa, unlucky to lose 2-1 there. Yeah. Not sure what else to say, really. It's been going a long time there. 2 hours and 10 minutes. I've certainly never sat here and done a stream for that long. I might even jump on and do a video on something else in the next half an hour or so, but I'm not sure if anyone will ever go back and watch this. Not sure. But those of you that have joined me live, I've actually really enjoyed it. I've talked a bit of rubbish at times as well. It's pretty difficult being sat here for 2 hours and 10 minutes on your own. Do I even bother uploading this as an audio file? I probably will. I'll give it a go. Would anyone want to go and listen to it via Spotify or Apple? I'm not sure, but yeah, that was decent. Hopefully, those of you that have joined me live enjoyed it. I'll just get the branding back up for the end of the show there, because no one needs to know that it was 2-1 because we've finished now. So let's hide that. Let's get Mr. Siley back up. There we go. Don't forget to check out Siley, who have sponsored this show. Get an exclusive 15% discount on Siley data plans by scanning the QR code that is on the screen or heading to siley.com/1874. Going to come in handy if you're going on holiday. Going to come in handy if you're in Salzburg like me next week. Thank you. There's still 545 of you with me right now. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed that. There's going to be plenty of content here on 1874 in the coming days. So watch out for that. Take care of yourselves. Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments of what you thought if you're coming back to watch this after the fact. I can't imagine that anyone would. Make sure you subscribe to the channel with your post notifications on. Give us a like, and as I say, leave a comment. If I have put this on Apple and Spotify, then leave us a comment on there, leave us a review on there, and give us 5 stars preferably. Take care of yourselves. As always, we'll end with an up the Villa from me. Up the Villa.